the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live.
So you want that fight with Deontay Wilder? We know that he's watching on our colleagues at Showtime tonight in the United States. So what would your message be to him? Just like Dylan said, Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go!
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the
body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying there.
You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him?
Yes.
When did that happen?
And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time.
Absolutely, but I knew he was toughing and taking those punches.
DeLuca Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
It's the champ. It's the champ, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, we're back, baby. I mean, we took a blow, but we are back. Matt the Hipster Hunter, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. You know where to find us. We're back. It's the biggest fight of the year. We're talking Joshua, Parker, a little bit of Deontay. We got some Jason Quigley to talk about, some Alexander Povetkin to talk about, knocking out David Price in the fashion that he did. A lot of good talk, man. We got some boxing talk. We got some great news. You know, we got some bad news. We got some new ringers, you know. We got some new intros to play. I mean, it's boxing talk, man. I'm going to head on out to the Golden State and get this thing started. Talk to my boy, the Hipster Hunter.
DeLuca Productions.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingVoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. We're back. It's been a day. You know, we weren't here yesterday, and for obvious reasons. But we're here now, and we're obviously gonna keep trucking. I mean, this is.
I don't know if it's obvious, Matt. I don't think everyone watches every video we post. Let the world know why. You know, we're a bit sad.
Well, we are sad because we received a copyright strike. Shout out to Sky Sports
Again.
So it's unfortunate, but we cannot live stream on YouTube at this point. We're looking for alternative options, other platforms, the whole gambit we're looking at right now. But we want to at least give you guys the AJ Joshua show that you guys want, the podcast that you guys want, because we do know that most of you still do listen on the podcast. We still know that most of you do listen via your phone on the iTunes app. So this is the way to at least give you guys that content that you guys need, because we know you guys want to hear our take on this fight. And we know you guys want to call in, so that is still available. Call in 1-425-569-5241 or add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. If you're watching this on YouTube later after post-production, realize you could also call in live and listen to the entire show live as well. There is no paywall for that. It is just a platform issue at this point. But again, we're looking for alternative options. And the second we have more information, we will let you know.
That's right. That being said, you can also call in on Skype. Just add Nestor Gibbs. It's really going to help with the visibility of the show and the quality of the calls. It's probably your best bet, especially when, you know, these platforms that are normally, you know, services for millions and millions fail. At least you can always reach us on that bat phone on Skype for sure. So let's get into it, man. I'm really saddened that we weren't able to do a live fight chat. But on one hand, I guess it was a good thing. I'm already known as a bit of a hater, and I don't think that I would have had much nice to say. But those who, you know, that listen to the show and watch, Eddie Hearn and stuff will just say that I am repeating something that Wilder, is saying or has said in terms of Anthony Joshua and last night's performance. But it's not just Wilder. There were a few professional heavyweights, champions, and contenders that had an opinion. And I think we should play those before we move on with our own.
Agreed.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, my grandma always told me if I ain't had something nice to say then, baby, don't say nothing at all. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It's out. The baddest man in the world, the baddest man on the planet, and that's facts. Where my bomb squad people at? And we out.
So obviously that was Deontay Wilder's impression. I said we go individually. I mean, obviously, what was your immediate reaction to him and his squad being? I take it under entertained, right? Because like he said, his grandmother told him if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So he said nothing, meaning he has nothing but horrible things to say about the performance. Is what we have to assume, correct?
Correct. And also in the caption of that Instagram video, he says that he thought Joseph Parker was robbed. So he may not imply in the video, but in the actual message itself.
As a Deontay Wilder fan, Matt, my immediate reaction was like, man, you're a fucking hater.
Yeah, I think the caption was some hating shit.
Haters. Niggas is haters. Yo, how you gonna say Joshua lost that?
But hold on. I agree that the caption was on some hater shit, and saying that's a robbery is on some hater shit. But that video was funny. Like, if he didn't have that caption, just had that video, I think it's harmless. I think it's entertaining. I think it's fun. Like, it's okay to be humorous.
Yo, the other funny thing is, he's not the only one that's calling robbery.
Oh, no.
Go to the next tape.
So, this whole AJ fight. Joseph Parker, I thought you won the fight, brother. I thought you did your thing. I had it 8 rounds to 4. But I did predict it if it went decision and you were winning, they wasn't gonna give you that, man. The referees? What kind of check y'all be getting? I'm just saying, what kind of check are you guys getting? Because, I don't know what to say. But Eddie Hearn was talking on that jump. So let's see if he's going to bring him to New York so I could bust that behind. Summertime, Brooklyn, Big Baby versus Anthony G. and Joshua. Let's see if he makes it happen. Tell Deontay he's going to have to wait.
So this one was pretty funny to me. But this one might end up being true. We all know that, Eddie Hearn has made it clear that Joshua, it would serve Joshua right to have a Brooklyn Barclays Center fight to kind of build up the American-based Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua clash. Big Baby's been adamant. This is not the first time that he feels you can't win a decision versus Joshua in the UK. Again, immediate reaction to his video message.
I was actually on IG Live on the Boxing Voices account, and I was talking to Big Bay Miller during the fight for the first 3 rounds because he was on the live feed, and he said he predicted he's going to go decision. It's going to be tight. Parker's going to get robbed. I think the nature of the fight, the anticlimactic nature, the lack of activity, it allows for close rounds that are unnecessarily close rounds, and it allows a guy that has a preconceived notion of the fight being a robbery towards a guy saying that post-fight. So I'm not surprised by what he's saying. And it's also building up a fight because I think most people think he is probably going to get the AJ fight before Wilder, I think. So good for him.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like he'll probably get it. I'm calling it. We've seen a lot of things transpire. I guess that the post-fight was probably the most transparent thing for me. And it got my mind churning, and the conspiracy theorist in me came out. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm going to go on a long shot and say that Joshua's next fight should be on HBO.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Wait.
I didn't like any of the mannerisms. I didn't like any of the body language in the post fight. He even rolled his eyes one time when the commentator spoke about Deontay Wilder for like a second or third time. He's obviously frustrated. It's not the route that he wants to go. You know, and I get it. I had a very, very long conversation. Shut out, man. Get some, play some fucking noises. That 48%. Let me double check that, man, because I got to see what
45.
exactly is.
I think it's 45 right now.
Check what the percentile is today at 7:12 on Sunday. Let's see what we're doing. What we working with? Damn, man, help me out. Find it.
Oh, you want me to find it out?
No, I got it. We are at 45.42%. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. Yo, we actually got a few sexy women calling in too. I'll be doing some IG stalking, just saying. But this last woman I talked to yesterday, yo, you guys would be so shocked. I can't even say I can't wait for her to call in because she's not going to call in. And she made that very clear during our conversation. She says that, you know, we're a bit mean. It's not intentional. It's just like I guess a man thing. Like she said, like some of these guys, you know, they would get off topic during the show and me and you will kill them. We'll do sound bites. We'll cut them off and be like, yo, come on, doggy, get some immediate reaction, stay on topic, and we'll just keep it moving. She's like, oh my God, if I were to call in or any other female and then be treated like that, like 30 seconds, oh, you should know, stick to the script, you don't know shit about boxing, fuck out of here, and then hang up on her, she's like, they'll never call back. But pat yourself on the back, Matt, because she definitely said that, you know, we do a phenomenal job of taking the casual fan to school. See, and that's why to me it's always important that every show we give as much information as possible as if a casual stumbled across it. Because, dude, she would give some of these callers a run for the money. She's been listening for 3 straight years.
That's enough time to become a hardcore.
Dude, and she's only, I mean, obviously now she listens to other stuff, but she still has us at the top of the list and feels that, you
Damn
know,
right. Damn right, we're at the top of the list.
Feels we do a good job of kind of, you know, teaching. That being said, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of say that story and hopefully encourage some other women out there, man, you know, to help us out and, you know, demonstrate to the world that this is a unisex show and there are women definitely interested in boxing on a hardcore level and that have the talent, you know, have the talent to compete with some of these other callers, man, because again, during that call, man, I cursed enough because she does not agree with some of the things that obviously Wilder has done. One being not going, just like many of us didn't agree of,
including
with
us
not being at the fight. But she's also in the business. She's in the industry. So, you know, she's looking at it from a marketing standpoint and kind of damning him for those purposes. But again, great conversation and very talented, bro. So any females out there, never hesitate to call. I guess we can try to.
Well, this goes for every first-time caller. I feel like we are pretty nice to first-time callers. I would say on average, or as like a great percentage. Like we are pretty courteous to first-time callers as well, men or women. And don't let what we do to Monster, you know, make you think that you can't call in as a woman. We just fuck with Monster because it's Monster. You know, we've known her for years. You know, we have to fuck with her. So don't let that discourage you.
For sure. So, all right, wait, we got more tape. Ooh. Let's get back out to more tape.
And very quickly, before we go to the tape, we also have some reviews to read.
Oh, yeah, we do. We need a 1-star.
A 1-star, yeah. We have some 5 stars, though. We had a 5-star.
We got a 1-y, and that's all your fault because you, and I'm talking to the listener, you didn't go and put that 5-star. You let this troll beat you to it to make your favorite show lose credibility is all I'm saying. So it's all your fault. Not only that, matter of fact, I was speaking to this woman, right? I was speaking to this woman, and her name will remain nameless for now until she's, you know, comfortable of me, you know, speaking directly about her. But where was I going with this?
We were talking about callers
likes.
and
oh my God.
Whatever.
Bro, Bro, she said she's one of those people we hate. She hears us time and time again say hit the thumbs up button, drop the review,
No, she doesn't
go
do
to Patreon. None of that. 3 years, none of that. She said you guys will hate me because I'm just sitting there working, listening to every show, and I don't get up to do any of that for you guys. So don't be like her. Get the fuck up and hit the button, all right? Today there's no thumbs up to hit. Drop a 5-star review for sure. Roll the tape, Matt.
That was a shit fight, shit performance by both fighters. Listen, AJ, please don't fight Wilder because he'll knock your spark out and take my 50 million. Let me break you in your little bum.
Let me break you in your little bum. Yo, UK guys are hilarious with this bum shit. But another person that was not, impressed and obviously putting the performance down, feeling threatened. The performance was so bad, he feels that his payday is threatened, man. Immediate reactions to Tyson Fury, the lineal, or can I say self-proclaimed at this point since he was stripped of that?
Yeah, you can say self-proclaimed because he's technically not. They technically stripped him of the lineal belt, so he's no longer the lineal champion from the Ring magazine perspective. Even though technically speaking, he's still the lineal champion. I have no idea what it fucking means. But you want to play the other soundbite from Tyson Fury before I give my thoughts? I thought that one was better.
Watching these two, and I'm telling you, they're a pair of wooden tops. They're not even good enough to be my sparring partners, a pair of them. They're a pair of bums.
I ain't doing tight.
No panache, no flair, no show, waste of money. There's only one Tyson Fury for a reason. This is Matt Gear, 18. They're a pack of bombs. Parker is what Parker is. He's a young lad trying. AJ's a wooden top. He ain't no superstar. I am the man.
I thought Tyson.
The man.
I thought Tyson was great, even though he still has like that fucking awful Batman wannabe voice. I still think he has the best one-liners. He has the best one-liners of everyone we've heard. No panache, no, whatever he say. That one-liner is perfect. They're a bunch of bums. It's the perfect hot topic words or hot button words to use. I thought he killed it. Even though he's probably nowhere near fighting these guys, I thought he killed it.
So now, just to be clear, we spoke a lot about betting this week.
Yes, we did.
We spoke a lot about betting. We spoke a lot about knockouts in specific rounds. You specifically should eat some crow. We haven't used that crow soundbite in a while. And even though you picked the fight right,
yes,
there is some crow to be handed down to you. You said 7 and 9. You thought it would be stopped between 7, 8, and 9.
Yes.
Now, what do you think went wrong? Why do you think Joshua couldn't, I guess, complete the mission and get it done between 7 and 9?
It's funny because I was on IG Live and I was talking about it, and about round 4 or such, I thought AJ was starting to get in a groove. He found his range. He started hitting Parker to the body with some really good shots. He was blocking a lot of Parker's offense. I thought Parker was being a very inefficient boxer. I thought AJ was being just the more efficient guy, the better guy. And then he never stepped out of that gear. I never saw Joshua step on the gas pedal in any way, shape, or form. What the cause of that is, I have no idea. But whether it was cardio, whatever it may be, he just never changed gears. He never went out of first or second gear. He was content staying behind the jab. He was content blocking shots and looking for a counter body shot or a counter uppercut and occasionally landing those shots. And Parker was content being on the outside, missing a bunch of shots, and just being the more active, busier guy, looking like he's doing more. I don't know what it was. I just thought it was a weird fight overall. Obviously, the ref had a huge part to play in it. There was times literally where they were both punching each other on the inside, and the ref jumped in between punches to separate them. I'm not going to say I've never seen that before, but that's a rare thing to see where both guys are working on the inside and a ref wants to separate a quote-unquote clinch that's not there. And he did that throughout the fight. He would not allow the fight on the inside. So it became this sort of mid-range to outside fight where AJ was constantly chasing Parker, and we got a decision because AJ never wanted to really be the aggressor a lot, and Parker was tough. Parker was tough, and AJ just was content just doing what he was doing for whatever reason. Maybe it was nerves. I mean, I know there's something we didn't really talk about at all was Joshua being nervous because we assumed he would not have that issue. But to me, he seemed very hesitant. I don't know what that reason is, but he seemed very hesitant.
Who, AJ?
Yes.
Said he wants smoke. I don't really see it though.
He don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke. Listen, you heard the commentator. Do you still feel you need more fights? Yada, yada, yada. Why is he asking that? Because this guy still ain't cut the ring off. 21 fights in 2 unification. Joseph Parker just going around the ring circle. It was like a do-si-do, a ring around a rosy, a motherfucking horse and carriage. I have no clue what was going on. But Joseph was just able to get out of every single corner. And it's crazy. I know he's going to get no criticism, which makes no sense to me. But, you know, Joseph was small. You know, I'm watching this with my best friend, and I'm like, it's like the 6th, 7th round. Now I'm just bored at this point. Like, and it's not that it's boring, but it's heavyweights. And they're barely touching each other. Like, they're barely touching each other. It was crazy. And I'm just like, why is he not cutting the ring off? Now, look, people are going to say, oh, Ness, you're just a hater. But, Matt, this dude is fucking 6'7", bro. He literally just has to move his right leg 1 pace laterally to the right, and he cut the ring off. But he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. Now, were the things that I was excited, that he did? Yes. One time during the many fucking times that the referee got involved. And you see, you and I argued when I brought up the 9-10 count and how the UK is mad, and you try to say, oh, yeah, so is the US. Okay. But right at the time of one of the biggest fights of the year, UK's officialing came out fishy. You know what I'm saying? You could say the US does it, but did it happen during any of our big fights? Probably yes. So that's a stupid thing. But so what? It happened yesterday. During the big fight, and shitting. Fucking ref. He didn't let Joseph Parker do no body.
You don't have to make it a UK versus US thing. That was just awful fucking officiating. No matter what side of the pond you're on, that was bad officiating.
Wasn't even from the UK. And then they went on to say that the referee didn't even have the experience. Like, I don't understand, how do these mistakes happen? It's a unification with millions and millions of dollars. How are they saying on the telecast, man, this referee doesn't even have experience to be in there? What the fuck? Poor Joseph Parker, every time he landed 1 punch to the body, it was like the ref was told he had to break it up.
Hey, don't hit him. You know that.
Crazy, the memes, bro.
That actually became a Twitter story or moment, right? Like, there was an actual moment on Twitter, or not moment, their stories or whatever they do on Twitter, where it's like the news of the day, right? One of them was the reffing and all the memes by the ref in this fight. That's how big it was. Everyone was making fun of this fucking ref, man. It was sad. It was sad. He ruined a potentially really good fight.
Bro, speaking of making fun, I hope I subscribe to that guy. So I can't even screen share right now. Jesus Christ, God, give me strength, please.
Well, you can screen share or show up on the recording.
No, I can't because
yeah.
Don't have the same tools. I was gonna show you the same guy we talked about last week. That makes all the great little cartoons. Hopefully, someone gives him.
Oh, did you make a new one? Because I can pull it up and post it in this video. I can pull up.
He's made one. He's got a YouTube channel, and he made one about obviously the Joseph Parker fight, and it's hilarious because even though the haters will say that oh Ness, it wasn't born. Oh Ness, you're lying. They landed punches. Well, the illustration on this animation of Joshua and Joseph Parker, the referee, Eddie Hearn, Dillian White, everyone is there. Bro, that was the whole joke of the cartoon, of that scene. It's like, we're both going to throw punches, we're not going to land. And then I'm just going to say, like Deontay, like Dillian said.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
I mean, that's it.
Oh, I have it right here. Hold up.
That was the gist. Well, while you're saying hold on, you know what else I did like? Remember that one time that they were both in a clinch and the referee obviously came to interrupt again and bother. He kind of held on to Joseph Parker, but in that moment, and I don't really know how to explain this, so you got to look at me. This is what I said Enrique did to you, right? So he was like, you seen Joshua?
Yeah, pump fake. It was a pump fake almost.
It was a pump fake, but fucking Joseph did not flinch. That was hilarious to me. But I still enjoyed that Joshua just did that anyway, that he thought, he tried to get a little fake, try to get a little punk in real quick. It was hilarious, man, but it didn't have the excitement we expected for sure, man. That was the only unfortunate thing. And it's like, bro, we're heavyweights. I mean, we're supposed to guarantee excitement.
Let me play the video very quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. Joseph Parker has never been down in his life.
Sorry, guys.
Well, this is actually horrible for those audio people.
I know. I'm sorry.
But at least you hear all the. Those are the misses.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Dillian is
so many motherfuckers wanna take a piece.
Yo, then Gennady comes out of nowhere. He's like, big drama show. Now, I'm starting to understand as we follow this man's cartoons, Gennady represents whether the fight was good or bad.
Yes.
So whoever didn't put on a big drama show or was the cause of not giving a big drama show, that's who he always smacks at the end of the cartoon. He didn't smack Anthony Joshua. So the artist, he's being fair. He smacked the ref who kind of caused it to be a shitty show because there was no inside fighting.
Yeah,
but
I
feel like you could have given first class delivered a few smacks. Just saying.
I'll put it this way: there was that 5th round exchange where it was the first time it really became evident of this officiating nightmare when Parker rushed him, they're along the ropes, and he was landing some good shots, and then AJ went back at him, and the ref separated right then and there. If the fight was allowed to fight on in that territory, that real estate of the exchange, I think we could have had a really exciting fight, but we didn't get that.
Hell no, we didn't get that. Look, no sense in harping on this performance. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, no one was truly excited for it. It was, we were always counting Joseph Parker out and looking forward to the future. So the future holds a lot for Anthony Joshua. On the undercard, we had David Price taking on Alexander Povetkin, and we told you guys how this would have been a turnaround for David Price. And hey, early out he looked good. But ultimately, he got knocked out. It's the heavyweights too. I'm not gonna say that it was his chin. That fucking right hand.
No, that was just an amazing knockout. Like
that right hand was crazy. It immediately split him too on the left side of his face. And it stunned him in a manner where his hands drop and he was just a sitting duck. And Povetkin's a killer. This is not the first time Povetkin lunges in and catches someone kind of off guard or kind of, phased, stunned, and finishes them with a left hook. We were saying this Thursday where I was. I really want to see Povetkin with someone on that level. You see, there's an asterisk in this fight, and we know Price is chinny. Again, I'm not saying his chin was the cause in this particular fight, but he is who he is.
No, there's reputation. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, I want to see Povetkin in with a killer like himself to see, is he really a killer?
Now, what determines a killer? Would Dylan White be a killer in your eyes?
Nah, Povetkin's a killer because everybody Povetkin fights, he's knocking them out.
So you're not you
wouldn't be and Joshua's, they're killers. They're knocking dudes out. You know what I mean?
I know Eddie Hearn.
Miller is a worker.
I know Eddie Hearn said he both White and Povetkin approached him after the event and said they want to fight each other. So I would be hyped with that fight. That's a good fight in the division.
That is crazy. That would be that would almost mean that Anthony is gonna fight Wilder. Like, why would they give away both of Anthony's options and make them fight each other? Like,
you still got Big Baby.
You're right. There is a guy named
Baby. And then
Baby
that makes Wilder have to go fight Dominic Brazil because you take Povetkin and White off the table by fighting each other.
So Povetkin capitalized off the moment because his highlight reel of this knockout
is amazing.
It's really gone viral. It's all over. Everyone's talking about it. He looked great. So because the main event went to a decision, I think he's really getting some love off of this. But I just want to go through his record. Yo, I've been hearing about Christian Hammer for about 7 years, and I don't recall if I've ever watched a live fight. But he went a decision with Povetkin, which is a little strange. I would assume Povetkin could KO someone on that level. He also went a decision with Rubchenko, but he KO'd Denhopis. We know there's an asterisk next to it, literally on YouTube. I mean, on Rec. Maurice Vach also KO'd. Mike Perez also KO'd. Takam also KO'd. Char also KO'd. Now, these are the things, though. With this dude, there's an asterisk.
Because that run was all before he was really popped.
Yeah, we don't know what any of those mean. And then this comeback knockout after being clean, it's a supposed to be knockout because it's David fucking Price. You know what I'm saying? I need to see him fight some killers so that I know.
Whole squad full of fucking killers, I'm a killer too. Sending shots, nigga.
Prove it to me.
Pop, nigga.
Prove it to me by getting in there with Dylan and knocking Dylan out. Because Dylan has taken some good shots, both by Anthony Joshua, even though he suffered a knockout there, but by Derek Chisora. We've seen him now. He's not like a world beater, but we know he's durable. We know he lets his hands go. We know he's not shy. He comes to fight. I would like to see. I wouldn't mind them if that's what they're gonna do. It wouldn't be my first choice, Matt.
What's your first choice?
I mean, again, I have to think as Eddie Hearn. I wouldn't eliminate two Joshua options, even if I'm fighting Big Baby. No sense in me giving Povetkin Dillian. That's still a hometown domestic fight.
No, but then what's your first option then? If you're Povetkin, or if you're just a matchmaker,
you're saying if I'm Povetkin.
Yeah. Because I think Povetkin wants that White fight.
If I'm Povetkin, I'm just sitting and waiting. I'm the WBA. I'm waiting for the WBA to mandate me.
You're going to wait for the WBA to mandate something? Really?
Yeah, that's what he got in this fight for.
Man, that's like waiting on I don't know, I brain fart, but that's not going to happen. I feel like that's the long game. That's the long con. Fighting Dylan White's a better fight than just waiting, right?
Possibly.
I mean,
but it's still a dangerous fight. Still a dangerous fight. I mean, going down these names, there's nobody that's been a live body like Dillian White on this guy's career. Mike Perez doesn't have that sort of activity. Maybe Carlos Takam, but I haven't seen Carlos Takam hurt anybody. Like Dylan is thrown with more conviction than Carlos Takam, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least Dylan White has a potential knockout of the year contender. Takam does not. That doesn't make a big difference.
Very big difference.
But to the Povetkin fight with Price specifically, I thought he did well. Even though he was hurt in the round right before it, and I mean, if there was 10 to 15 seconds more of time, Price may have got a victory out of nowhere, and that would have been crazy because we could have seen an AJ Price fight next if that would have happened.
Yeah, that's what I said. Price was doing very good.
He was, and I think he just got caught by a guy with a lot of pop. Povetkin does have pop.
And and we'll see. I didn't mention it because I'm not a natural born hater. I'm not a day one hater, but I didn't mention it. But because I have to be a co-host that has to present both sides, somebody better critique him and aggressively be a little mean, because this is the guys that you said would beat Joshua, would beat, Deontay. And he was getting beat by David Price till he got the knockout, in my opinion. I'm just saying. So, but third topic, PBK. And I'm going to start calling him PBK. I ain't just going to say Josh Kelly. I'm going to let the world know he's going by Pretty Boy because he did it. Shout out to PBK. It's his fault we got flagged. Jerk off. We try to give you some shine here on the U.S. and your boys over at Sky flagged us for talking about your little, 12 o'clock noon fight. That being said, it was a good fight. He's very educated. I am dialed in and can't wait to see what's next. I hope he doesn't, him and Eddie Hearn don't let us down and kind of do a backwards decline step in terms of opponent. But Matt, very educated boxer. I love the left hand, both as a jab, double jab, and left hook. This kid can go places as a welterweight. Big boy. What did you think?
Absolutely can go places as a welterweight. First off, for a 5-0 fighter without the amateur accolades or career that, let's say, even a guy like Luis Ortiz has. Luis Ortiz, a guy that has no gold medals but has a long, storied amateur career. Even Josh Kelly does not have that. And he came out in his fifth fight, or sixth fight, I should say, and beat a guy of Carlos Molina's status and career. That legacy that Carlos Molina does have.
He coasted too. He
won every round. Every round. It was a shutout by Josh Kelly. The guy looks like a prodigy. And I know I have a really hard time using those words, like phenom, prodigy, those hyperbolic words for guys this young. But he looks the part. He does. All the people comparing him to Lomachenko and even Pittsburgh Brew, who's a good friend of ours, saying he's the White Ward Jones Jr. I can understand people thinking these crazy thoughts because the kid is good and he looks good doing it.
What's going on here?
He's slick. He has some soul in him, and he has his hands on all the time. He has some swag in there. I mean, the mixture of Prince Nassim, Roy Jones, all these guys, all these styles, you can see it in Josh Kelly. Now, if he can do that at the highest level, we have something on our hands.
I ain't seen none of that shit. None of that shit. I think you guys are reaching. I seen Pretty Boy Kelly. I don't think he looks like Roy.
There's shades.
I don't think he looks like Hamed. And I don't mean that physically. I mean that physically in his ring and his style and the style of his boxing. I didn't see any of that, but I did see a confident kid. If anything.
But didn't you compare it to Sergio Martinez?
I did say Martinez.
Yeah, you said Martinez, which I think it's a decent comparison.
Martinez more than a Roy. And he's like a hybrid anyway, because we say he keeps his hands down, but guess what? That's a lie. That's like the Maury show. That is a lie. He puts his hands up. He's catching and shooting too. Again, educated fighter. Educated fighter. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what's next, how they go from here. Because again, this made a statement to me. And hopefully to the rest of the educated boxing fans as well. And, hopefully now Eddie doesn't start to milk this one, hopefully, and I'm not rushing him. I'm not Lomachenko, Guillermo Rigondeaux, full-blown superstar, accolade, amateur agreed. Rushing. No, but keep it on this level, maybe a Kevin Mitchell. I know he's probably retired, but that's what I'm saying. Like, still guys with 30-something fights, still former world champions, but, kind of like a Robert the Ghost, who's also retired, but let's say he wasn't retired. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if at 6-0 he should be facing any Carlos Molina coming off of 3-4 straight win type of guys.
Agreed. And I think you're going to see him fight for maybe a domestic title against a guy like Bradley Skeet first, before anything. Maybe a Sam Egginton. You're going to see fights more like that, I think, first before you see him cross over and fight some of these big guys or other prospects here in the U.S. I think you're going to see other veterans like Carlos Molina, like guys of that ilk, guys we knew about 10 years ago that are now overseas fighting or on the regional scene fighting. He'll take some of those guys to scalp in the next few years, and then a Bradley Skeet, a Sam Egginton, one of those guys, and then I don't know whether Eddie tries to angle like him getting over with an Amir Khan or a Kell Brook fight before he comes to the U.S., but I see something along that line.
Got a lot of fights that he could do over there that are good. Like, I know they probably won't give him Conor Ben, But
But that's
right
a
now
great
he could
fight.
do a Conor Ben, and it would feel like Eubank, DeGale early in their career. It would feel like
You mean George Groves?
Groves and DeGale early in their career. He could do Gary Cochran coming off of the Jeff Horn loss, domestic fight. He could do Frankie Gavin, Bradley Skeet,
Jojo Dan. He can go down that. He can go down the Kell Brook resume. Carson Jones. A lot of Carson Jones in there, man.
Yes.
You're gonna see a lot of those.
Saldivia.
Yo, you're gonna get the Kell Brook resume coming up here for the next few years. But that's fine. Again, the guy went up to Carlos Molina's level.
Yo, he's number 3 in his country now, bro.
Really?
As a welterweight, yes.
Shout out to BoxRec.
In the world, though, he's 35, which still is a big, big jump.
Who a couple guys ranked above him, like that we may know.
35. All right, let's see. Samuel Vargas, former Earl Spence, Danny Garcia opponent.
That's a good fight. That's a Carlos Molina level fight, even though he's not Carlos Molina. But in terms of in 2018, a guy that we know, a guy that's that fought in the U.S., fought against some guys. Next
3 dudes are dudes I've never heard of. Maybe this one. I think I might have heard of this guy, Besputin. Sounds like he's Russian.
Sure.
I think I might have heard of this dude. Let me see. Let me double check that.
This is great radio.
It is awesome. Anyway, yeah, Jose Benavidez is 28. He's not ready for Benavidez.
No.
But you know what?
Soon,
Benavidez might not take Kelly's power and aggressive nature either. Like, I know Benavidez is aggressive, but I've seen him go backwards and fight off the ropes when someone is giving him fire for fire. But guess, beautiful name coming up next. I'm about to serve him. This is a serve. This is a live ball. Put him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Enough people know this name. Thomas Delorme. HBO fighter, Showtime fighter, Mayweather, McGregor undercard fighter.
I thought about him. I think it's not next, but that's going to be happening soon. I can see that.
He's got chin issues, so Kelly could probably put him away.
Hey, but you forget that Thomas Delorme arguably should have beat Ugas in his last fight, and he kind of got robbed, So I think Thomas Delorme right now is one of those where we don't know really where he's at. Maybe.
And David Avanesian? Didn't he just win?
No. David Avanesian lost to Lamont Peterson. That's a winnable fight. That's a good one. That's probably a fight that they might make next.
But there was another Eastern European dude that just won. It wasn't expected.
It was Ponomarov, right?
No,
not that top rank. Is it top rank?
I don't know. Whatever. The point is, Josh Kelly has a future at welterweight. This was a leapfrog fight with Carlos Molina. Look at what we're talking about now. He's not even far. They could offer Brandon Rios record payday, right? Brandon got $500,000 last fight to lose to Danny, right? If you're Eddie, how much do you offer Eddie for Brandon to come to the UK so that Josh Kelly can headline as a 6-0 fighter? Can he headline, or is 6 fights just because he's doing big things? He hasn't had the time to build the fan base to headline. What do you think?
Well, it depends on the arena size. If we're talking about a 4,000 seater or maybe a 10,000 seater, I'm okay with maybe throwing the dice on it because they have been pushing him a lot. He's been on almost every AJ card, so he's been in those events to gain the exposure. And Brandon Rios is one of those guys that at least enough people may know about him in the UK to want to see Josh Kelly fight that guy. It's going to be at least 6 figures to get Brandon Rios over there, though. It's going to be at least 100,000.
I'm being told he's headlining in June, but I'm sure he's not going to be headlining with this level of fights that we're naming. You guys are going to get spoon-fed a Josh Kelly, come home fight right now. And that's okay, because we got to announce that Jamal James is also getting a hometown fight in Minnesota, in the Armory in Minnesota, and he'll be fighting Abel Ramos, I believe. So shout out to Jamal James. He was a prospect that was on our prospect watch list over here.
He just got a big win against Diego Chavez.
Yeah, he's got a good win over Diego Chavez. I never expected him to lose, and he lost to Ugas. Same name that we're talking about that, he might have lost to Delorme. It's anyone's given night on any given day, bro. That's just the way that it works.
Especially in that part of the division. A lot of those guys can beat each other, half the time. If all those guys fight each other 10 times, they would win 5 out of 10 times and lose the other 5.
So last but not least, who are we talking about now? What is his name?
Mark DeLuca.
Actually, I was not going to talk about DeLuca. I was more interested in the 14-0 now, I believe, Jason Quigley.
Yes. Yes.
Middleweight. He changed trainers. He's with Adam Booth now, right?
Yes, he is. Him and Michael Collins.
Adam Booth. You're sure it's Adam Booth?
Well, him and Michael Collins left together, so I assume they went together.
Yeah, but Adam Booth was with Josh Kelly. Are we saying the right? Maybe is it McGuinness?
Ooh.
Come on, bro. You're saying yes just to say yes? I'm going to shoot you.
Well, I don't know. Sure.
So you're saying yes to just say yes?
Sure.
My UK listeners on Skype, anybody in the chat there, tell me the name of the trainer. All right, there goes Coach Mitty, who you owe an apology to.
I already sent him an apology.
Better have. That's my boy. Don't think he's with Booth. See, so he's with McGuinness. I remember. Then, I know it's one of those younger,
trainers and guys. Then it's
so yeah, Jason Quigley gets a new win. He's back. Dominic Ingle. That's Kelbrook's trainer. That's right. Right. Nice. Who sent me that? Brucey. Always coming through. So yeah, man. Jason Quigley got a 6-round stoppage, I believe. He looked good.
I don't know if he looked good.
Really? You didn't think he looked good?
I mean, maybe because I've seen him in training. I've seen one of the fights I covered was his fight with Glenn Tapia, and even though that was a much closer fight and that was a dog fight, and that had sloppy parts in it, I expected that because it was Glenn Tapia he was fighting. The guy he was fighting here, I didn't expect much from, and he still looked sloppy. There were still times that he overextended himself quite frequently. He seemed off balance at times. Most of the punches I felt like he was throwing were not arm punches, but he was pushing his shots instead of just throwing them, instead of snapping them. I felt like he was pushing his shots a lot. To me, it felt like just an off performance. Even though he obviously wrecked this guy and beat him, this guy wasn't on his level, so he should have beat him. But I didn't see any technical improvements. And I saw a guy that kind of looked a little bit slow and a little bit off balance at times, which I was not expecting.
Listen, I won't disagree completely with everything. I'm just giving him time. It's a first fight back with a new trainer.
Yeah, I might be a little bit harsh. On this, but that's just what I saw from the fight because I've seen him do better. I have.
No, for sure. But remember, he's relocated now. He's training in the UK, fighting in the US. All that takes a little bit of adjusting.
Agreed.
Then it's a new trainer. You got to work. You got to work through the kinks on that. But he got the win, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a stoppage win.
Yes, body shot.
This is what you want to see, especially when you change trainers. Again, he's only 14-0.
Agree, but I mean, I'll put it this way.
And let's just keep it into perspective. He's 14-0, not Josh Kelly. We're not saying, oh, wow, you got to look. He looks like Roy Jones. He looks like Sergio Martinez. We're not saying that. So this is a good win for a regular 14-0 development prospect.
True. But I'll also come back this with, yes, I mean, there's a reason why we're not, saying that he's the next Roy Jones or Lomachenko like Josh Kelly. But that's also a reason why I think he looked bad here because he's definitely technically speaking a little bit behind, I think, compared to some other guys that are prospects in boxing right now.
Probably, and I think that the team noticed that, and that's why the decision was made to change trainers.
Agreed.
And I think that what we seen yesterday are still effects of that Robles style where you want to bang. Sometimes it's hard. Listen, what I know from doing this all these years is that trainers say and fighters say, when you get punched in the face, you resort to what you know. You could be told a million things to keep your hands up. Sometimes people get punched in the face and they just want to go,
Agreed.
So,
definitely agree and echo those statements.
So you wanted to talk Mark DeLuca. I did not watch that. Who did he fight that made you watch that?
Oh, I didn't really want to talk about that. He was just the main event. So
who trains him? Like, why was he main event? Who is this guy?
I have no idea. I watched a couple rounds of it.
I actually think Mark DeLuca is trained by Javier Fortuna because I did see Abraham Supernova over his shoulder. Shout out to Supernova with the weird gold hair.
Interesting.
If you don't know who Supernova is, check him out at least on Instagram. He's a Dominican fighter, but he's mixed with something else. But he definitely at least works out. He doesn't have so that's something else that he's mixed with allows him to be conditioned and actually train like a fighter. He's doing good, but he's prospect level, so he's knocking out those type of guys right now. He hasn't got any TV time. He's also trained with Javier Fortuna's trainer. Yes. Quick little casual fan update on Abraham Super.
I'll put it this way. I did not actually finish the fight because I wasn't that interested in it, and it was already a long day of boxing. And I really don't know Mark DeLuca, I'll be honest. I know Jason Quigley. I was excited to watch him again because he's been gone for a bit. So I kind of was checked out after Jason Quigley, I'll be honest.
No, listen, I hear you, bro. I mean, look, everything that was this weekend was Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker, and I think that Anthony Joshua didn't capitalize. I think that the pressure is on. I mean, look, we're seeing videos. More and more people. Aaron Cantu shot out. You was going with that. I was about to go gangster because that was an amazing video. It kept me entertained from beginning to end. Head on over to the YouTube. .com/ThaBoxingVoice, and I'm going to give you the exact title so you can check out this nice.
I believe it's called Public Opinion. Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, which I need to switch that up. I'll edit that.
Where is it? I don't even see it, bro.
It's in the recent videos.
Yeah, it's Public Opinion in parentheses. The People Speak. Wilder versus Joshua. Who you got? And he's got a lot of people. Just give him some round of applause too. There you go. He's been saving footage from all his times going out. This wasn't some shit he did last night. This is like everybody he's interviewed throughout the time, and he put it all on one montage. It's about 11 minutes. It's keeping you entertained. Experts, fighters, everyone giving their opinion on Joseph Parker, excuse me, wow. Deontay Wilder versus, thank you, Matt. Deontay Wilder, or should I say Anthony?
Yeah, it should be Anthony Joshua.
Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Yeah, it was pretty good. So definitely check that out. I think we don't have any more topics unless you have any other messages. I guess we could take this time a little bit, just talk about what happened. Obviously, we were commentating live on Josh Kelly's fight with Carlos Molina. We decided, Matt, I'll be honest with you. I had no motherfucking clue.
I decided.
Huh?
I said I decided.
I understand, but I was there. Even after I got there, I didn't know. But when I did know, I seen it. But the point is this. It never really crossed my mind. Like, I'm going to sound stupid for saying this. But it never clicked in my mind that was pay-per-view. Like, we fucked up. We should have known just because it's pay-per-view in the UK. It makes no sense. Like, of course they did that. Being honest.
Again, I don't want to get lost in the weeds here,
clicked.
but we actually
like 8 in the night. I'm like, oh fuck, that's the whole issue.
Well, no, that one was a bigger video because remember we did one beforehand. That was Joe Cordina. That was also on the pay-per-view card.
Hey Matt, chill, man. Why you wanna?
No.
Why do you wanna make yourself feel bad? Like by saying that was the bigger video, you're just letting the world know that because Nestor Superstar did that video with you.
Oh my god! Oh, that's where you were going with this. Oh my god! Really?
I mean, the one with you and Rob didn't get flagged. Soon as the face of TBV shows up, Eddie Hearn's like,
flagged.
nah, motherfucker.
Yep. Yeah, that's
true.
That's all your fault, Ness.
What's going on here?
What the fuck's going on here, Ness? You think you're gonna be playing Josh Kelly? Nah. When you start loving AJ, then you could fucking love Josh Kelly. And boom. I mean, look, I don't know. Like you said, you guys did like an hour and a half without me. Then I come on for the next one because my boy PBK, and I ain't talking about PBJ. I might eat one of those tonight with glass of milk. 2 ices.
Again, it was manually detected. It wasn't the algorithms. Somebody saw it that worked for that network and said, boom, copyright.
Well, now look.
And that's fine. Hey, look, it is what it is. It was my decision. I thought, hey, look, Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107, read that. I thought we under that. We are a news corporation, technically speaking. We cover the news. We cover sports. We commentate on it. And technically we should be protected under that. However, that is a U.S. law. I don't know what that is internationally. I don't know what the effects of that are on YouTube or the digital realm. I need to do more research. It was a mistake. We got through it sometimes. We were able to get by sometimes. This time we didn't. And it bit us on the ass. And hopefully, because we have been in contact with Matchroom, we have been in contact with Sky, hopefully this gets resolved without...
we contacted Sky. We've been in contact with Matchroom because they are at least corresponding back and forth. But Sky has...
That's true. Sorry.
Sky said, pinga.
Just to be specific, yes, that's true. So hopefully this gets resolved.
Shout out to all my Cubanos out there. Porque Sky no ha dicho pinga. Oye, te no está dejando straight up waiting. But that being said, I only want to... Oh, go.
And just want to say shout out to all of you that joined Patreon, all of you that increased your membership on Patreon. That was truly one of the most heartwarming things I've ever seen. I even saw people that troll me nonstop.
I want to talk about that because listen.
And they came in and said, hey, I heard what happened. I'm going to go on Patreon right now and join up because of what I heard. People that hate on me, that shit on me all the time. So I just want to say to every one of you, thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you. There's no other words to describe it. Thank you. You helped produce this. So thank you. No other words can describe it.
I wanted to say, shit, that's why I like cutting off. Then I don't forget. Whatever.
It's okay, Ness.
So anyway, moving forward, this is our first option. This is our first solution. This is what I was able to come up with. Me and Matt are still working on some other things that, we're trying to put together collectively. I think Matt should just move to Jersey for these 3 months because he fucked up. No, I fucked up. I'm joking, Matt. Yo, yesterday, I forgot who I told. I think it was Rob Ortiz, the rock star.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm going to call Matt, record the conversation.
Yo, that would have been so funny. You should have done it.
Yo, Doomy was there and I got too busy. I'm going to record the conversation and act like, yo, fuck that. This is your fault, Matt. I'm going to lose so much money per month. You got to come here for at least those 90 days. You fucked it up. But I got so busy, I didn't do it. And I wanted to put it on Patreon. I swear to God, we had this whole thing planned. I even brought my old mic out.
Yo, that would have been hilarious. Why didn't you do that? That would have been so good.
I got busy. I even brought my old Yeti. Elias was here. Yo, we had it even set up on the counter. I just literally, purple platinum.
You probably would have got me to cry. You probably would have got me to cry, Ness.
No, I think you would have hung up because yesterday you were hanging up a lot. So you probably would have just been like, man, fuck this shit, and left. So the joke would have really not got off.
I like your hangout little sound effect right there. Or hang up sound effect. That was good. Yeah.
All right. So I think it is time to go to the callers.
Yes. And just for the record, what we are doing now, I don't necessarily didn't specify it. We are live on Blog Talk and Skype. The video portion of the podcast will be uploaded post-show on YouTube. There are other options we can do, whether it's go to a new platform, get a new YouTube account. Please let us know what you guys want, what you guys are thinking.
Let's address this. Get a new YouTube account. No need in doing an overtime show. This is a public, issue. The show is a free show, and it's an issue. So we could address it here. If that's the only option, yeah, we can do that. I just don't understand how we're gonna drive those 70,000 people back there. It was hard enough getting those 70. The thought of going to a channel that is 0 is crazy. Even though going to a channel that is 0, streaming live, right? Building the live fan base back slowly we could still download that MP4 immediately and re-upload it to the Boxing Voice YouTube. So that's actually a good idea in the interim.
And YouTube is still a monetized platform, even though at zero subscribers, you don't get monetized.
Well, that's the issue, right? So, like you said, people signed up or upgraded to Patreon, and we're like at 28% of our goal on Patreon. If we could get to that 100% of our goal,
this wouldn't be an issue.
This wouldn't be an issue because we would have our own service. So, we wouldn't be flagged, Well, actually, you still would get flagged for that fight because it was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that one we would still get flagged.
We just really were the dunces in the fucking classroom. That happened yesterday.
No,
but
we were adventurous. We wanted to produce the best content for boxing fans.
Yeah, no, we were ambitious. We were trying to always be innovative. And realistically speaking, there are thousands of YouTube channels that
do it.
Give their immediate reaction to live video content. Like people give immediate reactions on YouTube to the Emmys, to BTs, to everything, and they don't fucking get flagged. I don't understand it, but that pay-per-view, that is a different ballgame. So that could hugely be that could be solely the reason. It doesn't matter because that being said, I also want to address some people that, said, look, I love the show, but you have so many fucking ads. That is the point. If we were at 100%
that's the point
of motherfucking Patreon,
we would have no ads. We would have no ads. We would need
those ads out. Like that, like we can start a hashtag, no more ads on TBV.
Oh, I would love that.
When we get to 100%, we can pull those back because how the fuck is Matt supposed to feed his baby if there's no ads there? Like what? I mean, how do you guys think this thing happens? I mean, some of these comments are crazy for real. Sometimes I just want to like.
Heck, I still work a part-time job and I might have to get another one now. Like that's the reality of the situation. This is my passion. This is my career, but this is not what the primary income is for me. Unfortunately, I want it to be
especially not now with this 3-month suspension. We're going to suffer drastically.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's why
I have to fly over to LA, choke Matt, and then come back and jump into a part-time job, and that's gonna be ass as fuck because. I mean, that's just ass.
Hey, or Ness, you can listen to everyone out there that says that you should fire me. You could do that.
Yes, we could fire Matt. And then
nothing is solved.
And then have to get not a part-time, but a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Fire Matt for what? Listen, we all make mistakes, bro. And these are growing pains. It wasn't like he was intentionally trying to ruin the show. He was trying to intentionally grow the show, make it better.
And let's be honest, that Josh Kelly video before it was flagged was doing some really good numbers.
Nah, it wasn't doing crazy numbers. It was
for
doing
a Josh Kelly fight. Come on,
that shit was mediocre, and it had what I still could see. It's got 5,000 hits. Like Sky is just petty as fuck. Like we converted those 5,000 people didn't even know Josh Kelly. We converted them motherfuckers. It's just the simple truth. Who the fuck knows him? He's 5-0. But I get it because I didn't. It just never clicked. Again, I never knew that it was a pay-per-view. I knew because this is the Anthony Joshua fight, but I'm thinking Josh Kelly, never pieced it together. Plus, I seen you guys sending me YouTube links in the production chat for the undercard. So I'm like, oh, they're giving this shit for free. They're streaming this for free. So I thought it was no issue, but issue it was. That being said, the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press one time to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. And international callers, anyone just want to call in absolutely free as well. And with crystal clear audio quality, as long as you're muted on Skype.
And have
some sort of iPhone headphone attachment maybe to give you beautiful quality. If you're on your mobile, download it from Android or the Apple app market, absolutely free. And add Nestor Gibbs, NESTORGIBBS. Matt, you were saying?
No, that was it.
Okay.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Coach Mitty, what up?
Yo, what up, Ness? What up,
How
Matt?
are you, brother?
I'm good.
What you think of that fight, man?
Yeah, so allow me, just before I go into the fight, allow me to mention a few things. Like, so before the three fighters that have given their reaction that you played at the top of the show, I'm not really surprised by their reaction, right? Those are the three guys that are interested in getting Anthony Joshua's fight next. So I'm not surprised that they're going to be giving that type of reaction. So that's just one point that I wanted to make. Also, with regards to what happened with the Dillian White Povetkin, that was quite interesting to see that it seems like they've reached an agreement already. I don't know for sure, right? But ringside after the Povetkin win, that conversation between Dillian White, Povetkin, and Eddie Earn seemed to lead to a fight between the two of them. And very soon also, I think I heard something like June or July, I don't know, right? So that's surprising and that's very quick. So, and it goes against like the whole narrative like that we heard like throughout the whole week that, you know, White was going to jump on Wilder if he came or whatever, right? So
Can't jump on somebody not there.
That's true. You know, you should have been there. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But in terms of the fight itself, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had it as a comfortable win for AJ. My score would have been like I would have given like 2 rounds to Parker. Maybe I can see a third one being given to them, like the round 5 and 6 clearly to Parker. Maybe round 9, I don't know. But apart from that, I think AJ just controlled the fight pretty well, blocking shots. And actually, if you think about it, and if you've watched Parker fight before, he took away what Parker does well and what Parker does the best, right? Parker fights on the front foot all the time, and he never came on the front foot for most of the fight. And he controlled the ring. He was at the center of it, pushing him back. And contrary to what you think, I think it was decent with the cutting off and being the ring general. And in terms of the referee, we all agree that referee was terrible, and he worked against Parker at times, and it did work against AJ at times. Like around round 5, 6, maybe 7, when Parker was trying to put some pressure, he should have let them fight a bit more. But towards the end, AJ was just putting the pressure was too strong, and on the inside, I think it was hurting Parker. But yeah, that's my call, man.
Mitty, thanks for calling in, my friend. We're going out to Thomas. First time calling in, Thomas? Thomas on Skype. Just listening? All right. We'll go back to Skype. Somebody in Skype, let me know who's ready, and I will go to you. We're going out to Donald in California. Donald, talk to us.
What's up? Oh man, that Joshua and Parker fight. I mean, the performance that Joshua put up. I mean, the fight, it was boring because Joshua wasn't able to do what he normally does. And like you said, you know, he couldn't cut the ring off with Parker. The judges' scorecards, I was really disappointed at it. It was like, because most of the rounds were all close. So I can see that they just gave every round to Joshua that was close. I mean, I sat and I watched it and I scored it, and some of the close rounds I gave to Parker and some of the close rounds I gave to Joshua. And I mean, I came up with 115, 113, you know, and that's just based on the close rounds. Honestly, I could probably give Parker 2 or 3 rounds that I would say he won, and I probably gave him 2 more rounds that were close rounds that I just felt like were more edged towards him. But, you know, Joshua, he did win it. He didn't win it in a professional fashion. And, I mean, I don't think he wants the Wilder fight. I mean, the call-out that he did, that call-out was so fucking fake. I mean, if you look at AJ's face when he was saying the call-out, it was almost like when he said it, it was like a joke when he called him out. It didn't appear to be a serious call out like he really wanted it. It was just like, well, I'm gonna call him out just to say it because the mic's here and I'm on TV because I don't want to make it look like I don't want the fight. But honestly, I don't think he really wanted to call, Wilder out at all. And even as you can see, when the guy he asked him about Wilder, you can even look at Joshua's face in his eyes, and he kind of got irritated a little bit, like, man, stop asking me about him, And he kind of answered the questions, but he didn't want to sit up there and discuss nothing about Wilder at all because he doesn't want that fight, And look how he went to the corner. Like, how did this guy? He just called his own timeout. Like, oh, let me go to the corner. Like, yeah, fix my tape. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck do they do that? He could just go to the corner and just like, oh yeah, fix my shit. The referee is supposed to do that. That referee, where the fuck did they get him from? Like, that dude, he was really something else, man. And then the thing about you guys saying about the females calling, like, my daughter actually listens to this show. And a couple of times my daughter was like, hey, Daddy, I was going to call. And then I was like, maybe you should. Like, if she called and you talk to her, you'll be like, wow, this dude's daughter knows pretty much for 14 years old. Like, she can actually call and hold a conversation with you guys if you guys get on the subject or something. You'd be really surprised at the knowledge that she has on boxing and how she knows, the boxers and their names and stuff like that. She does know a lot. But, that's all I got. I just have one question, too. So the fight, where are we going to do it at? Is it what part of Florida so I can know? I don't know if that
Fort Lauderdale area, but everything is going to be further announced. We got a show tomorrow, Monday. You should have received the email. Yeah, and we'll do it that way. We'll keep you posted. So, Matthew, we'll keep these phone calls moving. Let's go out to, I don't know, Robert Ortiz. Are you ready? Robert Ortiz. All right, so we'll go to Russell. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, brother? First time calling in?
Yeah, first time.
Where are you calling in from, my friend? Let the world know your name and where you're calling from.
Russ from Charlotte.
Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, first time calling in, hardcore TBV listener, casual boxing fan. Watched that AJ Parker fight. Man, that shit. He got 2 in a row now. AJ, 12-round decision wins, calling out Wilder at the end, which I don't even know if he would have called him out if the broadcaster hadn't have brought Wilder's name up. I mean, what you guys think? You guys really believe in that?
I agree, but I'm the resident hater, right? That's what they got me pegged at. So they expect me to say that I agree. But you could tell, like Donald said, he was irritated. There's a clip, and I played it. It's only audio right now, but, let me see here. Is it this one? Oh, this one, right?
Last one on Deontay Wilder. If you did get him here, if you did meet him in a ring, what would you have to do to beat him?
What I'd have to do to beat Wilder? Get him in the ring, and I'm knocking Spark out.
Thank you very much.
Now, before he said this, he was walking away from the broadcaster. The broadcaster said, one more. He turned around and he said, one more on Deontay Wilder. That's when, Joshua rolls his eyes. And it's like, yo, he doesn't want to hear about Wilder. He wants to celebrate it. He's the one won, and I understand it. But, yeah, man, I mean, you asked me my thoughts, and no, I don't know. He didn't seem too happy to be there doing that.
That's exactly what I felt. Exactly what I felt.
Another thing, Russell.
And I'm still waiting for another heavyweight to call out Luis Ortiz's name, because I still haven't heard no other heavyweight.
No one's gonna call him out, bro. No one's gonna call him out. Luis Ortiz only made $500,000 versus Wilder, which means he doesn't represent a big payday to any other heavyweight. Plus, he's on a 3-month suspension due to the knockout.
Yeah, that's true.
When you suffer a knockout, you got to take a break.
All right. Well, like I said, guys, thanks for the show. It hurt my heart to see that you guys got flagged. But I'm gonna keep listening.
Russell, well, thank you, brother. We appreciate
Thank you, Russ.
Yes, definitely appreciate your kind words. You know, you can always tune in on Blog Talk. This is why I tell you guys you should follow us on all forms of social media because, you know, you'll never not know. You'll always be in the know.
Like if you're a person that's just on YouTube and only watches us through YouTube and you don't follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or us individually, whether me or Ness, yeah, you can lose out on information very quickly and very easily, especially in today's age where information travels so fast and also so much information out there.
Definitely. And, you know, obviously the direct link to us is on Patreon. We answer all messages there. We all put all announcements there. And it's really where we get as personal as we can because the people that are there are those that want to keep the show moving. We're going to go back out to these phone lines. It is time to get to New Jersey Zone.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Shake it down. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody let's agree that.
I mean,
you TBV was good.
What up?
Listen, yeah, I watched the fight. Shout out to Matt with the IG live chat. That shit was dope. Definitely shout out to all my Patreons. Look, so I hope people are mentioning. I wasn't really listening. I'm trying to multitask, but you know, those that are complaining about the lopsided nature, I believe it was round 7 of Wilder's fight. Yo, this ref was horrible. But definitely, AJ was in no condition buzz like Wilder was in that fight. But just the sloppiness of the referee. And I mean, we can go nitpicking, but if you watched that fight yesterday, it should whet your appetite for Wilder Joshua because we didn't see anything from Joshua that scared us. And you know that fight should be coming up. You know, despite whatever's happening. When it does, we'll enjoy it. Joseph Parker, again, he's still a live dog in this division. So without the belt, I mean, there's still enough fights for Big Baby Miller. I think that'd be a good fight for him, a good test. I don't know. I gave Parker that the first round, and it was hard to really score. You know, there's a couple rounds in between there. I don't want to say I was giving rounds, but it was just, you know, it was good because I think. Having seen Wilder versus Ortiz, and we could talk about the level of competition or what was at stake at the fight. I mean, Wilder had just a much more exciting outing against the better competition that night. Even if Joseph Parker's a title holder, but that's my call pretty much. You know, good weekend for boxing as far as I was concerned. I did catch some of the joints last night. What's my man, Jason Quigley? I ain't seen him in a little while. They said he was back from a hand injury. He looked all right, you know. Good to go, fellas. That's my call. I'm not going to hold up the line. Shout out to everybody tonight. TBV. Peace.
Peace, I mean,
thanks for rocking out with us. Don't forget to call in number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to talk to me or Matt, you want to voice your opinion on any of these 5 topics or any of the fights last night, this weekend, press 1 time. We're going to go back out to Skype. Zig, talk to us. Hello, brother.
How you doing, guys?
We're good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I was just going to say, I want to echo what Matt said. I think he's 100% correct.
Hey, Zig, are you on speaker there? You sound a little echoey right now.
Yeah, let me just turn that off. 2 seconds.
No problem. And I'll just go ahead and reset this already running clock.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, way better, brother. Talk to us.
Oh, fantastic. I was a bit disappointed with the fight, to be honest. I felt like Anthony Joshua was just in gear 1. He was content with staying in gear 1, kind of like what Matt said. But then again, I've been reading up about what Anthony Joshua has been doing, and apparently he's been getting mentoring from Jonathan Banks and Klitschko since the fight. Rob McCracken even said they're looking at ways to improve Anthony Joshua's style. So because they're looking at fighting for another 10 years, so he's going to be taking less risks and just take his time more often. So I think going forward, you're not going to see the explosive Anthony Joshua we've been seeing. He's probably going to be taking his time more, not taking as many risks, which is a shame, to be honest, because it was kind of like a Klitschko fight where Klitschko usually just takes his time and gets the opponent out of there. And if he has the opportunity for a kill, he'll go for it. But that's not Anthony Joshua like we've seen in round 5 of the Klitschko fight. He went for the kill. He goes for the gusto normally, but in this fight, we just didn't see it.
I agree, man. But I will say, since you said that, there was a spot in that fight, man. I really was upset I wasn't able to call this fight live. There was a point in this fight where he kept his right hand glued to his chin, and as Joseph Parker would lunge in, there was times Joseph was chasing him, thinking he hurt him, but you see the replay, he never even fucking landed a punch. But Anthony Joshua will keep that right hand glued to his chin, and then he would just extend that left hand, brother, and keep it like a joust, like a stiff arm in a football play, like stay back as he also backpedals with his legs nice and in squat position, really
his balance
ready,
is perfect.
Really ready for whatever is to come forward. Like he is learning. He is learning.
He is.
He's gonna be ready. And from that same move, right? Joseph, it cuts the distance. He gets really close. Fucking Joshua counters him with the right. Boom. Nice counter. On the inside, too. It didn't have too much power, maybe because he's such a big man. It was such a close little right hand. But, bro, he is getting better. And you can see the shade of Klitschko, especially with that, with the way that he was using his left hand for defense.
No, I agree. He's getting better. I guess it's just the heavyweight division. We want to see knockdowns, because if that was like Crawford or Mayweather, going 12 rounds is no problem. Yes! If they show good skill, we appreciate it. But this is the heavyweight division. We want knockouts. So I'm just I was expecting a KO, to be honest. But like I said, it was a brilliant performance by him. And hopefully, going forward, we do continue to see knockouts, because this is the heavyweight division. Like I said, that's what we want. But I think Anthony Joshua going forward is going to be content just going the distance. If he can, like in this fight, he's not even going to be hurting his hands. He barely got touched up. So in his mind, he's probably thinking that's a good win, and it is. But like I say, I don't know. It's just the heavyweight division. We just want to see KOs, I guess.
Agreed. I mean, look at the Dylan White-Lucas Brown fight. Before the knockout, that was kind of a slow, tepid fight at first, and then we had this huge knockout, and we didn't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Zig, thanks for calling in, my friend. I'm going to go back out to Thomas. Thomas, are you ready to talk? Tomas? Or Steve? Talk to me, Steve. Steve, going once. Steve is gone. Thomas is gone. Matt, man, I mean, shit. All we could do is, be out.
Yeah. Quick show.
Over. So sad.
Yo, and you know what's sad is that I miss the YouTube live chat. I miss those degenerate fucks. Just
I even made a soundbite for the YouTube live chat, and I can't use it now. It was like,
You can talk hot on the internet, boy.
Yes. That is amazing. That is one of the best sound bites TV has ever produced.
that's why I really fuck with this little nigga. I know people they don't think he real or none of that, but nah, I fuck with everything.
Yo, do you see that shit with 50 Cent?
I seen that shit with 50.
Yeah, I mean, come on, he's co-signed by 50. He's good.
Oh, now he's good.
Wait, he's good over there. Not good in the West, but good in New York. He's good. He's fine.
Oh, the king of New York. He said, "Go MMA style." What are you talking about, Coach? Bring Coach back on, Coach. If you don't talk, we gonna end it. It's over. I'm gonna have to throw the intro. I mean, people wasn't ready for this, man. We on fucking no YouTube, no audience.
That's what I mean, man. 5 minute MMA style. It means like give us 5 minutes round, man. If you don't have enough colors.
Oh, well, I mean, go ahead. You got more to add to the conversation?
Oh, I mean, like, so it's just like purely like it's interesting, like for me to figure out how people really judge a fight, right? Because to me, it's like it sounds like it's an easy way out for people to call like close rounds, but like in a close round, you have to have a criteria to pick someone, and like for me, I kept consistent with what I was saying. There is one person that never changed the game plan throughout the fight, right? Because it was working for him. He was administering the jab, and the other guy, knowing that he's not winning the fight. And by the way, he never called out robbery at the end of the fight, right? If you listen to Joseph Parker at the end of the fight, the guy who's supposed to be robbed is saying that, hey, the better man won on the night. But like, to me, there was no really close round, because like the strategy was working for AJ, and it was just like popping that jab, keeping it at distance. I'm sure he wanted to finish that fight, but Parker was just like not wanting to engage and just sleep praying and defending well. And you have to respect him for defending well, right? So, and AJ couldn't find that finishing shots. So if you can't find it, don't take risk. Just stay behind your jab, do what's working for you, and that's it. Get an easy fight.
I'll say this, Mitty. There can be 10-10 rounds. Obviously, we know this. So the idea that you have to pick a winner, I feel like is an antiquated way of viewing a round.
No. I'm not saying that. Like, definitely they can be 10-10 rounds, but I don't think they were 10-10 rounds. Like, so
I'll put it this way, Mitty. I'm not going to say that there was
Yeah,
rounds.
there were rounds where neither man fucking landed.
That's
bro.
the thing.
I
That's
mean,
the thing. There was rounds where I felt neither guy landed a single punch.
I think AJ was landing. Like, the thing is, like, when we say, Parker is busy and he's throwing that jab, like, do you score a jab that get parried or that gets
Nah,
blocked?
you can't score a jab that lands on the gloves. You can't. But he was
Exactly.
landing
But
on the
that's what I mean.
body. He was doubling up the jab and then cutting the distance and landing to the body, getting
It
one or
wasn't
two
really-
body shots, and the referee
wasn't
breaking
really,
it up.
like, definitely, the ref was not letting them work. That's for sure. But and that's the thing, right? But also you have to look at who's engaging the clinch, right? So he's just going in, double jab, and he's landing to the body. And as soon as he's there, it's not like he's trying to just like stay there and roll a shot and come back with like combination to the body. He's going there and he's initiating the clinch.
That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true because Joshua had him in headlocks numerous times.
But Joseph would grab with one hand. It's safer that way. It's safer that way. I get what Mitty's saying.
But that's technically a legal clinch. That's a legal clinch with one hand. You can have one arm free and you can still box.
It was because that's the size, like, and you can see right throughout, like the first 4 rounds, there was not too much of that, right? Because the first 4 rounds, AJ kept the distance all the time, right? Like from round 5 to 6 and maybe 7, you could see that maybe Parker was trying to say, hey, you know what? I'm not getting any of those rounds. Maybe corners telling him you have to just now start putting the pressure, right? This is second phase of the fight. We need to implement our game plan. Go in there and get close to the body. So he's trying to get in there. And at that time, 5, 6, and 7, the ref jumping in is detrimental to Parker, for sure. From round 8 to 12, when they're clinching, when they're inside, is detrimental to Joshua, because at that time, like, Joshua was imposing his size and it was letting those shots go. At one point, you should see, right? They in close, the ref comes in and he's about to call the break, and Joshua detonates like one of like those uppercut inside, and then the ref comes in. He can see he hurts Parker, and he's looking at him with like some kind of cheeky raised up eyebrows and just saying, you know what, we're in a dogfight here, and I know that my size is hurting you, and but the ref was shit, and it was shit on both sides, to be honest.
I think neither guy.
Come back to you. We got another caller here. We're gonna go out to the 917-683. First time caller. Who's this?
That's Jabron. I wasn't looking.
Jabron Ringer status. Matt dropping the ball.
I wasn't looking. We were talking to Mitty. I'm sorry.
You were dropping the ball.
I'm sorry. Jabron, how are you?
I'm doing good, TBV fam. This fight, my opinion, I felt like it was undefeated champions going against each other that has a very high level of skill. And when you have two guys in there very technical in a sense, you're gonna get a fight like that. You know what I'm saying? They're both in there thinking. They're just not just ready to just throw punches and have a war. They was actually thinking and playing chess, trying to make the other person make a mistake. But they was both too sharp on their game. I just felt like Joseph Parker never found that defining moment in the fight, whereas you had the Joshua Klitschko fight and the Wilder Ortiz fight, where it was a point where it was like, hey, I gotta press on the gas or I have to dig deep. And we never found that moment because Joshua never cut off the ring to force him to have to do that. So it was just, you know, they was going tit for tat, and it just came out to be the fight for Joshua to win, not in spectacular fashion. But something that I did take away that I didn't like, that I felt that in the middle rounds, Joshua was getting a little frustrated because I feel like Joshua needs a target in front of him. So he was tending to get close to Joseph Parker and try to hold him with one hand and then punch him with the other hand. Not clinching, but like try to like use his one arm as a range finder and like hold him there. But Parker kept slipping it, and then he'll look at him and smile, give him a little smirk if y'all TBV caught that on the live telecast.
Yeah, man, I caught it. I also caught him complaining to the ref a lot. I mean, he's truly becoming the A-side diva.
Most definitely. And another question, since you know the YouTube is down, I want to know, while the show is going, while we have callers on, is there any alternative way that they could super chat you guys so we could try to get some bread in you guys' pocket? PayPal, any other, you know?
PayPal would be the only option, because without YouTube to present the ability to give you guys the option to do super chat. I mean, look, PayPal is always good, but Patreon is better because we know what we have monthly and we can disperse that. So it's that security, you know. And like I said, when we get to that 100% goal, we could strip back all those ads that are annoying, but that are necessary at this moment, you know, for livelihood, to be honest with you.
And one other thing before I go, what do you guys think about them trying to blow this Deontay Wilder, like he wants a body out of proportion, you know, and I heard that the WBC might want to have a sit down and talk with him. Mm-hmm. But this is boxing. We came up with guys like Ray Mercer and Mike Tyson talking about he'll fuck you and do all these things to you.
Yeah, listen, man. Wilder, I mean, it's also the generation of the cell phone and internet, and now everyone can hear what you say. You know, everything didn't land on everyone's lap. That being said, it's no biggie to me, Jabron. Because, and I'm going to keep it moving. We got some other callers, but thank you as always for the kind words. But look, us on TBV, we knew that 2 years ago. I mean, he said that in an interview with me in Alabama 2 years ago.
I'll say this.
And I think you gave a great, you know, analogy. Like, yo, Tyson said, I'll fuck you. I want to rip your head off. I'm gonna, you know, I want to eat your kids. Like, yo, this is boxing, man.
I'll put it this way. What Mike Tyson and others did in the past is not excuse saying something stupid, which I think is what Wilder did. And what he has said in the past is stupid as well. I don't think this talking point is a smart one. I think it hurts his brand. I think it hurts probably his sponsorships as well. You know, now, should we crucify him for that? No, absolutely not. Because we do allow people to say crazy stuff in this sport. We have loved people, even though they say crazy fucking stuff in the sport. A la Tyson Fury, a la Mike Tyson, a la whoever you want to fucking talk about, because there's a long line of them. So we accept it. It may not make it right on a moral standpoint or from a marketing standpoint or whatever angle, but I'm not going to crucify Wilder for saying this, even though it's not the right thing to say.
Boxing, I was at a new barbershop this week.
I know you cheated. How dare you?
I cheated. I posted it on Instagram. I felt like a cheater too, by the way. That's an overtime topic. The fact is, I was at a new barbershop and they had the TV on the wall with the YouTube. I walked in there with Elias, so they know he's a fighter. They start playing his videos. We start talking. Joshua comes on. I'm doing a survey. Who knows this guy? No one knew him. Now, this is a Spanish barbershop, Dominican, so that would make it automatically a little bit more difficult for Joshua. I'm just being honest. These dudes, like Dominicans, they ain't paying attention to shit but bachata and merengue and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Romeo Santos or some funny shit. But I put highlight reels, right? I told you, like, yo, put the highlights. Boom, put Joshua highlights, and then everybody's like, whoa, yo, mira ese monstruo. Oh, shit, yo, he's 6'7", damn, look at his arms. You know what I'm saying? Boom, put Wilder. Oh, and it's like, yo, wow, this guy's a killer, but he's skinny. The other one is thicker. Like, the other one might break him, yo. Like, this one he's more agile, but he's skinny, and they just keep going back to the skinny.
Well, yeah, I mean, Joshua looks like a freaking, like, action figure.
Yeah. Tyson,
he's G.I. Joe.
Yes, he does look like the last action hero is what he looks like. Yo, so but they were split. They couldn't pick a winner, even though they felt like Joshua was the bigger guy. But it was funny. They didn't know either man.
I'm not surprised.
Either man. I mean, no, but dude, we're talking about at least 30 people maybe were in there at that one time, give or take.
No one knew them.
No one knew them.
That's kind of shocking.
No one.
I would assume at least one person knew at least one of them. But all Dominican? Predominantly, or at least Latin of some sort?
Predominantly Dominican. I mean, obviously there were patrons there that I don't know what they were, but no one was like, yeah, I know him. And if they did know, they stood shy. But anyway, that was just interesting. Let me
well, I have a quick question. How big is boxing in Dominican culture compared to like Puerto Rican?
I mean,
because obviously the stereotype is that Dominican boxers aren't as good as Puerto Rican boxers.
We spoke about it in the barbershop, and I took a shot at them because I'm I'm like, yo,
wait, you got in your 6'9" mood?
Immediately, when they started talking boxing, it's just like, bro, we ain't got nobody. We have no one. They couldn't even name anyone anyway. You know what I mean? So,
but that could just be casual fans.
They were real casual in there because they barely mentioned Dominican boxers. Like,
well, who did they mention when you bring up boxing? Like, who's the guys that they might know? Obviously, the Mayweathers.
Yeah, they definitely brought up Floyd.
Canelo.
Did they bring up Canelo? They didn't bring up
that's
Canelo.
an interesting one because obviously he's not Dominican, but he's Hispanic. Maybe, and plus, he is a pay-per-view star.
Matter of fact, they brought up Canelo Triple G.
Oh, see, I told.
They don't know, but they didn't know about the drugs.
Oh, they don't know anything about that?
No, it was more about like, yo, when they fighting again, who you thought won? That drug shit ain't hit the casual fans yet.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, dude, you got to be stuck on the internet to know that shit.
I mean, if you're an avid sports fan, if you're watching ESPN for any period of time, I feel like this would pop up. If you're watching, First Take, Max Kellerman's talking about this.
Again, Dominican First Take. Yeah, you a barber?
I know.
Listen, let me tell you the Dominican life. That's a barber, right? I mean, you can go one of two ways, right? You could be the Dominican that after you wake up, you go cut hair, you come back 7, 8 o'clock, you home to your family, 1 or 2 kids. Y'all eat dinner together. Latin culture sits at the table, eat dinner, watch some Spanish novelas together, take it down, do it all over. Then there's the other Dominican that he's there from 5, in the morning, maybe 8 in the morning to like 8 at night, 9 at night. The doors are down. He's still in there. It's his fault. The barber got a citation for staying open late. But when he leaves, he's showering. He getting fresh. His car might be a cheap ass Honda, but it's dropped with rims, tinted windows. He going to the club. He's at the club.
That's the other barber you have that had the baby mama outside.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not even. No, and these are all. This is not. No. My barber, but actually, my barber does still fucking club. It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, these are all just different Dominican barber scenarios.
I thought clubs were like not dead in New York, but I thought clubs died down in New York.
It's the city that never sleeps. What you mean? And dude, where you think all these rappers are going?
Am I thinking strip clubs then?
Nah, strip clubs definitely ain't die. Like, you guys are bleeding out there, bro. You wish you could be what strip clubs are out here, bro. I mean, every time I'm with you, it's sad when we go to a strip club. It's whack.
But we go to
I feel sorry for the women.
But
New York, yo, listen, I'm not from New York, but New York City women, strippers, dog, it's a whole nother world. Like, obviously Miami gets it popping, but remember, a lot of the good strippers, they travel now. Like, they go to Cali, Atlanta, Texas, New York, Miami. That's they little
forget
world.
Houston. Don't forget Houston. Houston has a huge
Texas.
I don't think you said Texas.
I'm pretty sure I said Texas.
Did you? I don't know. I'm high, so
I'm a stripper connoisseur, so I'm pretty sure it says Texas.
But
I know
anyways,
where
we've always been in the South, in states like Alabama, where there aren't even strip clubs. So, I mean, let's not be.
No offense, but that's where like the skinny white women strip clubs is at and shit. And the most you see is like some fake big boobs and shit. It's like, yo, get that shit out of here. Get me some fat jiggly shit. Matter of fact, let me stop because
that 45%. That 45%.
That 45%. That's right. No, you got to taste the overtime though. But listen, I mean, look, you can't get offended. Like, women are beautiful creatures, and why not go to a strip club where they're, I
don't judge women that go. I don't judge women that go to male strip clubs.
Nah, me neither. Go get that schlong in your face. That's what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That ain't on me. Let me see. We got some IG. We got some Skype calls here. We got John looking like a first-time caller. John, where you calling in from? John. You may be muted, John. Check the mute on your settings or on your Skype there. Don't you worry about it. I'm consciously trying to be better and nicer to callers due to that conversation I had last night. Everything should make you better. Every conversation should be a lesson.
Well,
so John, are you available, John? Or are you just listening? It's okay, John. Text me if you're not.
I got a bunch of backlash from going at Monster Piece for the Canelo issue. And people were like, oh, he was yelling at Monster. And I was like, I didn't really see it that way. I thought it was just, getting animated with Monster Piece, who I know. But for a first-time caller, like you always say, you always have to view it from the lens of a first-time caller. They don't know that relationship.
Yeah, no, and they probably was like, oh my God, he's so mean to her. How is she still working for him? They probably sent her a DM like, oh, Matt's an asshole.
Oh, Matt's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I always look at it like that. But look, we got 4 reviews to read.
Yes, let's get to those.
Sad one.
Get hyped. Let's get hyped. Let's go. Oh, you want me to sad music?
This one comes, this from the US too, yo. Oh man. Stoimatic says one can't speak proper English and the other interrupts everyone to get his points across.
I wonder which one's which.
Amateur hour every episode. You don't know which one's which. You know who you are. You can laugh all you want. At least we know who you are.
You're sad? No, hold on. Let me get my jokes out.
Neither one is good, so you're afraid to take the lead.
Yo, when I read that, I'm like, oh, I know which one's Ness. And then I'm like, oh, wait, that one's me.
Oh!
Damn, man. Ness is reading this right now thinking, I'm right, motherfucker. And he doesn't give a shit that he called him that. Damn it. Good for you, man.
Oh shit, Russell, you became my new favorite listener. Definitely the other day he said, Ness, we need Tekashi to walk out Wilder in Vegas to Billy for that AJ fight. That'd be crazy. You a killer, I'm a fucking killer too. That would be amazing. That's right, Russell. Shout out to Russell. John, remember to type us in the Skype chat to let us know you want to get in. And Tomas as well as Steve. I know you guys might maybe just listening or working or, probably fell asleep listening to us because that's what many do. The female caller says she did that. Yes, she does that as well. She told us that yesterday. So My lovely voice puts women to bed.
No.
Our lovely voice.
Yes, there we go.
So
other
next
review.
one,
Oh, yeah.
you reading the next one?
No, you got them all.
Come on now, you got it.
I don't have them open, man. Hold on.
Bro, slacking.
I am
I'm gonna read a little one while you get it open. It's a 5-star. That other one was a 1-star, by the way. This one is a 5-star. That other one came in on March 29th, by the way. Okay, so you guys better do this because he's killing you. Okay, March 25th. I have no clue. Let me see if Jeffrey can help me with these names. Wait, I don't know how you guys. You get really creative with these names.
Super creative for no reason.
NILM1.
Yeah, not even Jeffrey knows what that is. But anyway, says, great show, lots of laughs. Well, thank you. Thank you, kind friend. 5-star review on iTunes from the USA, March 25th. He says, I can call in, state my opinion, and put boxing fans in their place, plus develop my boxing community across the world. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Matt, you're up.
You're not going to read the rest of that?
What do you mean? That's it.
No, it's not.
Across the world. No, there's this.
That thing is a huge paragraph. What are you talking about?
No, dude.
Am I reading the wrong one?
Mine's is titled Great Show, Lots of Laughs. What's the title of yours?
Oh, so you picked the small one and you made me read the big one. It's okay. The Knockout and the Best Boxing Podcast. But ...
Yeah, well, the Knockout I haven't read yet. The Best Boxing Podcast I left for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. By John Flores in the U.S. saying...
Oh, wait. Isn't John Flores Marty Sway?
I don't know. You know what? I'll put it this way. When he gets to his point number 4, it kind of sounds like Modest Way. It kind of sounds like him, so I wouldn't be surprised. Having been listening to the podcast for 2 years now, on and off, what brings me in is just the conversations and breaking news of the boxing world. Nestor and Matt complement each other well, Nestor being the annoying older brother, and Matt the Mr. Perfect know-it-all. True. Doomsday is also a favorite when he's on. I like that. That's a good callback.
Good shot.
That was a good one.
Lead it.
That will always live on in infamy. Hold on, let me fucking zoom in. I can't read this shit. It's a paragraph. The worst member has to be Enrique. He's like a student.
Damn, no wonder you wanted to read this one.
You told me to read this one.
Yo.
You
read it ahead. You read it ahead. You knew what was coming. I didn't know that was coming.
The worst member has to be Enrique. He's like a student who skims a textbook right before a test. He always comes to the show with no clue what's going on and just goes with whatever his co-hosts are saying, mostly being a yes man to Nestor and bullying everyone else. He's like the girls who date a sports fan and automatically become a fan too and have no clue what's going on, but cheer anyways at bars. Things I would recommend. 1, have live boxing polls on YouTube. We do that from time to time, actually. Number 2, have shows like Top Fights, review old fights, discussions on women's boxing, etc. 3, cover more women's boxing. Obviously a fan of women's boxing over here. Number 4, give Matt some milk.
He needs some milk.
So thank you. Great in-depth review. I want all reviews to be at least 5 to 8 sentences like this one because that was good.
I'll take the next one. It's called a knockout. This is a knockout review. It's a 5-star iTunes review by Adam, and not Adam, but Atom.
Like Atom Bomb.
You know? Or it's actually Adam Edge. From the U.S., March 26th, he says, great show. Ton of boxing news and relevant info, but I have a question. Where are the podcast recordings coming from? YouTube?
Dun, dun, dun.
Am I getting a lot of ads? And it's driving me crazy with the YouTube interruptions. I need clean recordings. Please keep up the good work.
Is that what you think? That's exactly. It doesn't matter what you think.
How are you going to say his review after it's a 5-star doesn't matter? See, you are the reason we get 1 stars.
I'll put it this way. You're going to love those ads until we get to 100% on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice.
Well, you're not going to love them, but we have to deal with them
Yeah,
until we can support ourselves. Listen, it's a self-sustaining podcast. You guys are how we eat, right? It is a listener-driven podcast. Listener-driven podcast. Speaking of, let's go out to these listeners. We got what looks like international call here. 44207. You're calling from where?
Leonard Sterling.
Is that Leonard Sterling?
Is that me?
Yes. Leonard, what's up, brother?
Yeah, Nez. You up, Nez?
Yeah, we got you.
You up, Matt? Yeah. The reason why I'm phoning is there's two reasons. The first reason, the fight last night, I actually agree with what Meaty said. I basically agree with everything what he said. I scored it at 116, 112, but I can see 118, 110, 117, 111. It was a comfortable win by Joshua. He didn't have to do much. Parker wasn't really a threat. He controlled him. Basically exactly what Meaty said, I actually agree with. But the second reason why I phoned up, the Dillian White situation. Yeah, I think it's good on Dillian White that he's moving on from Wilder. I don't know if you saw his tweet. He tweeted earlier put Eddie in the tweet and said that forget about Wilder. He doesn't want the fight. He's made an agreement with Povetkin last night, man to man, and he's basically said to Eddie make the fight, and Eddie retweeted it. So I think it's good on Dillian White to move on and prove himself with someone else.
Yeah, I like the plan, and I like the key word, prove himself.
Yeah, he has to, man.
Yeah, because I don't like the double standards. There's always a double standards. Wilder had to prove himself. He fought 40 bums, so he needed to prove himself before he could earn a shot at Joshua, and that still isn't clear.
Yeah, exact same situation. I agree with you. Exact same situation. And the Ortiz fight is what they say he proved himself. So it's the exact same situation with Dillian White. Because the reality is, best win is still Chisora. Those other two fights, it's still Chisora, and Povetkin's a different level. If you can beat Povetkin, then people can talk about him being in the top 3, top 4 heavyweights. With Joshua, Wilder, Ortiz.
I agree. It sounds like a good plan. Listen, I was actually shocked to hear them say, that was the route. I like it. It would definitely make Dillian more viable, or Povetkin, right? Like whoever comes out of that, the winner, people are going to want to see them in there with one of the top dogs.
Yeah. I was shocked myself. I heard it last night, but he like I say, he's got his account, his Twitter account. We tweeted a picture of him and Povetkin next to each other, and he said to Eddie to make the fight. So, good on him, But anyway, it's sad to hear about your situation with the YouTube, But that's how it goes. Hopefully everything works out for you lot, I'm still on the Patreon with you lot anyway, so I'll phone back another time, yeah? Take care.
Thank you, brother, for calling in. Thank you for being a Patreon. As always, you know that your support is what keeps us here, and that's why we're still here, because we know we got guys like you. We're going to go out to cruise control, Matt. You have something very quickly? Very quickly?
I have like 5 things I say, digressing, hyperbolic, and very quickly. Come on.
You're on point tonight.
Yo, you are on point. Way to go. Took a night off. You got the juices back. You're good to go. It's okay.
I was so depressed yesterday.
I know. That's why I told you to go take the night off. It's okay. No. I held it down. I put out content.
I got scared because I didn't answer his call.
But anyways, I want to say this. Leonard Sterling, your comments on all of our videos is something I look forward to read.
Me too.
You are definitely, in my opinion, the elder statesman of the TV family. And I definitely just value your opinions and insights. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I definitely echo those, sentiments exactly. Because I've been reading his comments for a while too.
They're educational. I always learn something.
I know.
Or I forgot something, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I
lot
forgot that.
too. It's like, yo, you read a lot of UK stuff. Like, he knows a lot. He's always in the know. Always in the know.
Well, I know he's also an older gentleman. I think he's in his 60s, not too.
Oh, yo.
Yeah. So maybe he has more free time. Maybe he has more free time then.
Are you just gonna say you think and throw out such a number?
Well,
what if
'cause he's
he's
talked-
like
he's talked-
20 with a
not-
Barry White voice?
He's not in his 20s because he's talked about being an older guy, older than us. He said he's older than us.
Yeah, probably an old soul, Matt. Shout out to Victor,
soul.
the truck driver. He sent me a message the other day, and I specifically got this for you, brother. So I hope you enjoy it. All my truckers out there, that trucker life, man. You know you need podcasts to stay on that open road. Shout out to JD. Shout out to NO. Shout out to Victor, the truck driver. Shout out to everyone else, obviously, who hasn't grown the balls to call in. Or I should be nice right now.
Yeah,
because
come on, Nash. Whoa, hold on.
Competition I had yesterday. Shout out to everyone who hasn't called in. Come on, call in, guys. Call in to this nice, warm, welcoming place.
Gay.
For real, for real. Let's go to the 6-1. Oh no, did we go to cruise control or not yet? Right?
No, we did not go to cruise control.
You interrupted me. Cruise control. It's been a long time, brother. Where you been at?
What's good? What's good, TBV? What's good? What's good, man? Happy Easter to everybody, man.
Same to you, brother.
First and foremost, let me take this crow.
Coming right up.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I was picking with my heart because I wanted Joseph to knock AJ out so Dante can get that unification. You know, the jab was working for AJ, which kept Joseph off of him. But other than that, I mean, the fight was okay to me, but AJ didn't show that he's ready for Dante on that type of level. He's still stationary. He's not fluid enough in his movement. His head movement is kind of shaky. I think Dante's gonna knock him out. I didn't check out the Josh Kelly fight. From what I heard, that his hands is looking pretty good in that fight. Other than that, man, I don't know. It's just been a slow week. So I don't know, man. You know, it's been kind of rough, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to next week for that Hurd and Lawler fight. Other than that, I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a good one.
You too, brother.
All right, brother. With cruise control, thanks for calling in, man. I feel you, bro. You know, he's struggling. It wasn't that much this week. You know, this big ass fight let us down. And you even said it.
Down.
You know, he's been going through some shit. We going through some shit with this fucking YouTube bull crap. But let me see here who we got ready to talk. Who do we got? There's a lot of Skype people just listening and a lot of callers just listening. I was about to say, where's the balls again? I don't know how to be nice.
Yo, you can say that. You can say that to like.
I'm from the East Coast, bro.
Here, you can say to the people that we know and love. Jose, where's your balls, man? Call in. Press 1. We see you right there, Jose. Talk about border wars.
Busy. You know, Jose's probably busy. No, and we ain't talking no border wars.
The fuck's going on here?
Let's go out to the 614. 329-614-329. You're live on TBV. Who's this?
Ohio runs boxing, baby. We're
oh,
good,
man. Shout out, baby, man. I just seen the Patreon. Love and support, man. We appreciate your comments always on YouTube as well. Good to see you here. Talk to me, brother.
Yes, man. You know I love the show, man. I've been listening to y'all for 5 years. I hate what happened, what's going on, but sometimes things like that gotta happen. You know, to make the show even better, man. So I'm glad I'm a Patreon.
Ohio, let me tell you something. If you don't get off that speakerphone, I'm gonna send these shots at you right now.
Is it on speakerphone?
You got to be.
I'm sorry, I didn't even know.
Or you're running a marathon or something.
Can you hear me? Oh no, I'm outside in the car. So let me get outside. That wind blowing.
Oh yeah, well put them windows up. Put them windows up.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, no. Start this car, man. Cause I'm over here. Let me start it. But no, yeah,
Yo,
man,
I feel like I'm watching a vlog,
years,
except
man.
there's no
What?
video. You literally went through 54 seconds, and it's just him like walking to the car. Yo, you doing your road work? Hey, Ohio runs boxing. He out there doing his road work.
You silly. It's all good. Back to the fight. I wanted to speak on the Anthony Joshua and Parker fight. I agree with what you said, man. I watched it. I wasn't impressed with Anthony, man. I didn't see anything. He didn't bring anything different, man. I see he was just the same. I think Wilder knocks him out easy, in my opinion. That right hand is just gonna lay. It's gonna be right there. Put in. Hold on, can you hear me? Back in this house, man. Start this car up. But what I was about to say. Forgot what I was about to say. What was I about to say, man? You make me forget. Oh, Eddie Hearn about him and AJ. I feel like AJ's in the same position Kell Brook was in when he was avoiding Errol Spence, man. He was like he was trying to look for other fights and he was trying to fight. You disagree?
I agree. That's why I said yes.
Oh yeah. So he in the same spot, man. And Kell Brook was trying to get that fight with Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto didn't take that fight, so Kell Brook didn't really have no choice but to fight Spence. And I think that's the same thing. Big Baby is in the same situation. I think if Big Baby don't take that fight and Povetkin and Dillian White fight each other, man, AJ and Wilder is gonna probably make that fight the next fight. I think it's up to Big Baby. I hope he don't take that fight, in my opinion, because I believe he's the next one, in my opinion.
Shit, I'm pretty sure Baby want that paycheck. But Ohio runs boxing, man. Thank you for calling in, brother. Thank you for continuing to support us. You know, you've supported us for many years by watching the show and leaving great comments on YouTube and, on Facebook. And you took it a step further, joining Patreon, helping with the movement. We appreciate that. As always, we're going to go out to one of our ringers here, all the way in Canada.
Hopping out that foreign car with a couple of foreign bras. Hopping out that foreign car with a couple of foreign bras.
Jose, what's up?
Yo, Matt.
Peer pressure's a motherfucker.
I had to respond to Matt's shout out there. That just shows you guys, man. I'm always listening, man. Always following the show, every minute of the show.
We know you're listening. We can see you're
say
listening.
My name and I appear, man.
No, we know you're listening, Jose. We can see your number.
No, I'm. Yeah, I know, but I mean, this fight yesterday wasn't interesting at all to me, man. It just again proves the fake hype the UK always does, man. This is just all fake hype again, man. Like, let Joshua fight with somebody of even Ortiz's level, and Ortiz will starch him, man. You'll see, he'll totally beat him. I think that was proven yesterday, man. So, I mean, to me, I'm still more like in depression mode right now, man. Like, it's super cold outside where I live. Tons of snow. I just found out the whole Canelo fight's being canceled. You know, this is depressing for me as a boxing fan, man. This is what pisses me off. Like, I committed to the, to the flight and to the hotel, and I got everything set up, and now I don't know what to do, man. Do I move forward with the trip, or do I hold off? I have no clue what to do, right? And I just can't believe this fight's going to get canceled. It's just such a big fight. That's where my mindset's at, right? So I don't know. I don't know if this is an ongoing story, how you guys see to cover it. Like, have you guys just decided it's done, it's over, or do you guys think it's still possible to save the fight?
It is still possible to save this fight, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't even know, man. I'm not going to start. I don't know.
Is it even,
there's no hype behind it anyway, bro. Poor Canelo and Triple G.
There's no hype right now. Yeah.
They always get what is it called?
There was no hype. There was no hype on the first fight months.
Yeah, and that's what happened, like they got eclipsed.
But they still sold 1.5 million pay-per-views.
Which means they could have done way better.
But they still made bank.
Okay, they could have done better.
I understand that, Ness, but it was still a huge financial success. It was still a massive fight.
I'm so excited.
Matt, they could have done better.
That was the wrong time to play that great soundbite.
Could it be like a conspiracy theory, though?
For what?
Theory that maybe they're doing this just to fuck with Triple G's head? So that Triple G's not properly prepared for the rematch?
Because this is Nevada. This is Nevada. It's got nothing to do with Triple G or in his head. This is Nevada. If anything, Nevada getting involved is what Triple G wanted. He felt like Canelo was getting a slap on the wrist, and that's why Nevada got involved.
Well, I guess what this means then, as a consequence, maybe it'll work better for you, Ness, because this pretty much means Canelo, being the big baby bitch that he is that he's gonna ban any fights for himself in Vegas going forward, man. We've seen him stand up to the WBC, and Canelo's that type of guy, right? Like, I think that's it. No more Canelo in Vegas, so people will be able to see him in Texas and see him in New York, and I mean,
Texas
we'll be able
is
to
where
see
he
if he's
should go.
actually a star or
I
not,
never understood
right?
that. I was having an all-fair conversation with the same person because this kind of, I'm going to just say D from now on, at least. I'm going to just say her name is Dominique, whatever. So I was having a conversation with Dominique for 3 hours, bro. But I said that it's like, here in America, we don't allow our fighters to be built. Like, Canelo should always be fighting in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He should always be fighting in Texas.
Or California.
Let those superstars buy expensive tickets in Texas. Build them a fucking what is that shit called for the backyards? It's what a Q, isn't it? What a Q?
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, I'll say this.
Get out of the sun, bro, because these Texas stadiums are stadiums. So that's 90% of the reason why these, prissy rich people don't want to have the fight there and they're forced to have it in Vegas, or the Vegas, casinos are paying a crazy site fee.
Which we know they do.
But, set up some proper seating, some AC seating.
Do you guys think could Canelo sell out New York? Could he sell out MSG? Like, I mean, that's a big ask, man.
Why not, bro? Why not?
Right?
Why not?
Like,
especially if he's fighting Triple G. Triple G sold it out with Lemieux. He did like $17K in freaking Madison Square.
Well, maybe that's the only thing that would make me happy, man, is if this actually would allow Canelo to spread out and go to different spots in the U.S. I think that'd be cool, man. Maybe because he will. Like, I'm sure you guys agree, he is going to basically give a good big fuck you to Vegas, right, if they say no to him, right? So, I mean, you know how proud he is. And
yeah, I wonder how that works. Maybe Matt could find us some information on that, Jose, because let's say he gets suspended in Vegas. Isn't his suspension, going to be retroactive in New York City or Texas? Would another commission in another state then turn around and say, hey, Canelo, fuck Nevada, come to Texas, put the fight on here. We'll make sure you pass, because guess what? That's what happened with Margarito, right? He shopped around so he got a license in the state that let him.
I want to say Mike Tyson shopped around a fight either with Holyfield or Lennox Lewis. One of those fights was shopped around to different commissions. Shopping around a fight does happen.
He ended up fighting in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep. That does happen.
Memphis against Lewis, right?
Because we know this, Jose. The Texas Commission is corrupt.
Maybe that'll be a good thing. And plus, like, Nevada's the one that initiated it, so that's why I think Canelo's gonna kind of hold that against him, right? So I mean, I'd be cool, man. I'd be down to watch Canelo fight in New York. Just think how cool that would be, guys. Like, up until a week ago, just the thought of that would be impossible, right? So I mean, maybe look at that, man. See, just talked to two boys, just thought of that, putting a smile on my face, man. That'd be a nice trip. TBV reunion show in New York, watching Canelo Triple G. Fuck, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be. And I'll put it this way. I definitely think that this hearing is a posturing move. It's a PR move. I don't think we're going to get anything that's substantive from it. I don't think any substantive suspension is going to happen. I think at most you're going to get a big fine. And that's about it.
But then why would you be returning tickets then? Why would you be going through the administrative
process? Those are separate entities. Those are separate. Those are entirely separate organizations with different channels of communication. The MGM, which owns T-Mobile, is scared of this event. That's why they are offering refunds, and probably due to public demand. The NSAC has a hearing already scheduled for that date. They're going to put it on there, and they're going to make a big dog and pony show about it when all the evidence right now points towards meat contamination. And most of the suspensions given out for meat contamination are 0, whether it be VADA, USADA, or WADA.
Okay, but are you gonna be able to, like, as of April 18th, as a fan, say, "Shit, I'm still gonna spend $2,000 on a fight"?
No. This could definitely hurt the fight in terms of attendance, in terms of that such. I definitely think that. But again, I think that's the NSAC potentially ruining a fight that should not have been ruined, and dragging a guy through the mud that potentially should not be dragged through the mud.
So you're convinced that this fight's gonna happen then?
If no extra evidence is presented in this hearing, all the evidence points towards meat contamination. And unless the NSAC wants to take a moral high ground for some reason, all of the major bodies of PD regulation don't suspend guys for meat contamination when they come from Mexico or China. It's still my professional opinion that this fight will happen.
Well, let's see, man. Hey, let's hope so, man. Does that mean you guys will still go then as well for the party stuff?
I mean, if they're still hiring, we're still doing our show, baby. Jose, your Boomerang used that status. It's time to go to.
No. Hold up. We have a mastermind on the line. Ron. What up, Ron? How are you?
What's going on, man? I'm sorry about the YouTube thing, but you guys will stay strong. You guys have a lot of callers, so not even worried. But and then the Ohio Runs Boxing, yeah, it's funny. I was talking to him on Facebook, but he put a meme up and he got in trouble with Eastshay Smith. So that was pretty funny that he called in. But I was just calling in based on the Dylan Wilder assessment. My personal opinions of like most of the callers, Joshua didn't look great. And kind of in the sport, it's kind of like, what have you done for me lately? You're only as good as your last performance. When you think about it, in like the United States, there's a lot of people that didn't really know Deontay Wilder that much until like the Bermain-Stavern 2 knockout. So they were like, all right, let me check this guy out. And they saw the Ortiz fight. And, you know, there was a lot of things that Wilder has overcame and shown, you know, great showmanship and entertainment. When you look over on AJ's side, when you really think about it, after the Klitschko fight, you're like, man, who's he going to fight? And he fights Takum, looks terrible. All right, unification fight. Fights him, looks okay, mediocre. So when you look at it, he has progressed not as much as Wilder has. You can see all the challenges, all the things, all the adversities, and you see him getting better and better and better while he's moving up in better competition. AJ he was in a tough fight with Klitschko, an old Klitschko. Didn't look that great with Takum. Questionable stoppage, you know, controversial stoppage. And then this fight. So at this rate, you know, it's hard to deflect the fact that, Wilder's gonna knock his head off. he's gonna take him out. He didn't move that great. He moved the same. He's doing the same stuff, but with better opposition, and it's not good for him. I think Tyson Fury will beat him. I think Ortiz would beat him. I think Wilder would beat him. Shit, if you get Dylan White working proper, maybe he might learn and probably come back and beat him. So, but yeah, that's my call. Just wanted to show support. Everyone, do their Patreon.
Thank you, Ron.
Shout out, Ron. Thank you for being a mastermind on Patreon.
Shout out to
Definitely
Ron's dogs.
showing your support, which allows him to cut into the show, get that Boomerang status, call once, call twice when things get hot, and also be part of the production, knowing many behind the scenes details. So I have some breaking news, you know, just for those that think, hey, Ness, why are you being such an amateur and allowing your phone to ring live over the show? Why? Because I want you to know whenever the Ness TBV phone rings, it is like the bat phone, okay? I am officially Batman, and the people that reach out to me are Governor Gordon. And right now, I was just told that it's hot.
Very quickly, sorry. Commissioner Gordon, not Governor Gordon, but
whatever, such a hater.
you have to get it right. Story. I mean, come on, you cannot fuck up Batman.
So what we got here is okay. So what we got here is breaking news.
Breaking news.
There is a new beef going on in boxing. Who do we care about? Who do you want it to be beefing right now? Who should be beefing?
I don't know, but
OMG. I am so excited.
All right. Who do you think is intelligent enough to follow the 50 Cent game plan? What does 50 do?
Troll.
I don't want to give it away. What does 50 do?
He trolls people. Like,
But why? Why does he troll people?
To cause
Come on.
to cause a reaction? Like what?
All right. Come on, give me more. This is like Pictionary with Matt. All right.
I don't know what you're getting at. Just tell me what you're. Just tell me your point. Just tell me your fucking.
Because then it's gonna be corny if I fucking say it. Listen, all rappers do it. One more time. Let me see if you can do it. Rappers do it.
Clout chasing? What are you talking about?
Nah. Well, clout chasing is kind of that partial answer, but when you got a project about to drop, you start some beef. You saw some industry beef.
Yeah, that's an album rollout.
All right. So that being said, who could possibly be starting some beef?
Well, the Charlos already did, so I'm assuming you're not talking about them.
Look at Mitty. Shout out to Mitty. He said, "Create buzz, Matt. Get it together." Who's trying to
I didn't know what the question was trying to get out. It was a weird question. I'm sorry. I don't know. Is it PBC stable or some other stable?
Maybe. Come on, man. I mean,
give me a weight division. 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 Come on, I need some hints here.
You say, well,
you can't give me the entire sport. You can't give me the entire sport. Like, hey,
man, they doing a 25-8, man.
Gervonta Davis and Adrian Broner.
Well, no, not Gervonta, but not Broner, just Gervonta. He's beefing with guess who though? I like who he's beefing with.
It can't be Loma because he's already beefed with Loma a bit.
Who?
Loma.
He's deleted.
Whoa.
He's got a fucking fight. Why is he beefing with Loma?
Oh, somebody that doesn't have a fight.
Duh.
Well, it can't be Tevin because that's not news.
Yo, man, that was taking too long. This shit it ain't even that serious. So anyway, it's a Paulie Malignaggi McGregor moment. They've obviously called Montana Love, who just looked fabulous on Showbox, stepping in, 1 day's notice to take on Sam Tsunami from Philly on Showbox. He got the big win. Montana Love seems to be brought into sparring, which we miss. Shout out to those patrons we didn't get to do our camp life with Broner and Gervonta. We would have had this footage and this story for you. You know what I'm saying? He was in sparring and something happened. So now Montana Love is taken to his very popular social media and said, "You a straight hoe, bruh. On my mama. Put it all out there. You doing that little edit shit. Then you wait till I leave to put it up." Now, I ain't going to finish the rest. I'm going to just stop there and just address that. We know he's talking about sparring, Matt.
Yeah.
I like that tough guy shit. Like, why you did it when I left? Why not do it in my face? Why not post that shit when I'm near? So I could get my shit off my chest right there in your face.
I'll put it this way. If you are a guy of Montana Love's ranking, so to speak, and you're being brought in to spar like a guy like Gervonta Davis who has a film crew there, who's filming everything, why are you then surprised that there's then film of you sparring him being put out there as a promo for Gervonta Davis?
But he's not surprised. Like Paulie, he's saying, put it all out there. Put it all out there. Put the whole tape. Like
no
Paulie.
No one's going to do that right before a fight.
Highlights. Don't get no little highlights.
But no one's going to do that right before their fight. They're not going to put out full tape of their sparring sessions. No one does that.
Come on, man. I mean, look, we're not talking about promoting. We're talking about, look, at the end of the day, they know each other. Montana Love is from Ohio.
No, I'm saying this. That might... I don't know if that's the right beef or that's the right thing to start a beef with. If I'm Montana Love. Or if I'm his buddy or if I'm his team. I may have told him, hey, don't send that. You're going to start more shit than you're going to get back. Because it's going to be better to have Gervonta Davis as a friend and Team Mayweather as a friend than potentially as a enemy.
Look, he said, I respect you more.
Mm-hmm.
I respect. They be missing words. He's supposed
words.
It's missing words. He's supposed to say, I respect you more. I'm gonna just always fix shit, all right? Because I ain't trying to make nobody look bad. I respect you more if you put it all out there. Don't make it seem like you had your way, nigga. So then Tank comes back because he screenshotted the combo and Tank like, nah, you a chump ass. on live talking about you fucked me up, ... So he comes back. He's like, nigga, I said on live, you cool work. You too little, motherfucker, saying you did this and that. We had to clear the air. Now let's clear the air and release it. Ooh, called him Lil. Ooh.
I'm gonna be honest, not that hyped off this beef.
How much did Montana weigh for that last fight? Was that 140?
I want to say so.
So he is technically fighting in a bigger division. So, but I get it. Look, man, this is a man's world, bro, and this is a very touchy, game. Look, at the end, on one hand, you Montana Love, you want to get that work. You want to be in there with him and Broner. They elite level. They've been on that stage. They with the right people. Something could happen. And you got to know that this is part of it. It's like you said, there's a film crew there, man. These guys are stars trying to be that. And, if they look good, they're going to use that stuff. But, I mean, if you're Montana, this works both ways. Like we say here numerous times, all news is good news.
That is true. If he didn't say this, we would not be talking about him on Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker fight week.
Definitely not last minute like that when we got all these dope-ass callers. Speaking of...
Don't even respect your ass. That's why it's time for the doctor to check your ass, nigga.
Fight doctor.
Yo, fight doctor in the house on Rick James status as always. What's going on, gentlemen?
Fight doc, man. We're doing good, man. Happy to have you. It's been a minute.
It has.
What did you think of the fights, bro? Did he impress you? Did he show you new boxing skill? Were you impressed that he showed everyone he could go 12 rounds when people thought he was a gasser? He showed he had enough gas for the whole 12.
Wait, no. Let's kill that noise. Kill that noise. He was gassed by the 6th round, man. Okay? The dude was on a win by the 6th round. Okay? And the fact that he went 12 rounds with this guy speaks volumes. Okay? There's no way he should have gone. He should have had this guy out in about 6 or 7 rounds. Okay? Listen, they need to keep Joshua far away from Wilder. Okay? Joshua is a 6-round fighter at most. The man was gassed last night in the 6th round. Okay? Had he been in there with Wilder, he would have got knocked out. He would have got knocked out. There's no question. Okay? Listen, I think last night's performance should be should send a clear signal to the boxing world that Joshua has. If you're Eddie Hearn, you don't want to put Joshua in the ring with Deontay Wilder, because if he does, he gets knocked out, brutal, Rocky 3 style fashion. Okay, period. All right. I think Joshua is regressing, man. Honestly. Okay. Listen, I never really thought that highly of Parker. Okay, Parker, he was doing his Roy Jones things for a minute, his extra poor man Roy Jones, and it was sad. It was real sad. It was bad. I mean, it was real bad. That was real bad. Listen, what I saw from both those guys, it was sad, man. The fight was a joke, honestly. Joshua was a joke. Parker is a joke. It's just a joke, man. I mean, listen, if I'm a UK boxing fan, I'm asking myself, why is this guy making a joke of the UK's proud boxing tradition? Okay, because right now, that's exactly what's happening. Okay? That's exactly what's happening. So, yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. I mean, yeah, man. Yeah. Joshua, yeah, okay. And if you notice, the post-fight interview, it's almost as if he was stumbling a little bit, trying to get Wilder's name out of his mouth. And it's not like he just said Wilder. It's like Wilder, Tyson Fury. Like, get the fuck out of here. Why are you saying that man's name? The last time we saw Tyson Fury, he weighed 300 pounds. The man hasn't fought since, 2015? And you're calling the man out? Come on, man. This is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Joshua is a joke. UK fight fans, you guys need to be calling this man out. pulling the rug underneath this man. Okay, questioning his manhood. Because he's making a joke out of the UK's proud boxing tradition.
Well, Fight Doctor, always a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Great call. Let me go down out to Skype. Have Robert Ortiz from Escape the Fate. Right now, #1 album on iTunes. And all I can say is thank you to my big Lord and Savior for allowing me to have this show and meet wonderful people like that. Look, I would have never known a rock star with a #1 album on iTunes. Rockstar Rob, how are you, buddy? How's that? All that celebrity status? He's on mute. He's gonna make us look bad.
Oh, that's sad.
This is very sad.
I never know what.
He's available.
Come on.
He's available.
Listen, I never know with the Skype if it's muted or not because it's like either white or clear and it doesn't have like a line through it like your normal phone would. But honestly, man, thanks for the shout out. Like it's honestly been crazy the last couple of days. Just like my band has resurged after like 8 years where we were just kind of steady and it's gone back up, man. And it feels really good to have a album that's going #1 on the rock charts anyway, and
yes!
8 on the 8 on the overall on iTunes anyway. Hopefully we could chart on the Billboard. But that's for another time, though. We're here to talk some boxing. I am wearing my Boxing Voice shirt. Shout out to all the fans who supported you on Patreon. And I got my own Patreon. You guys have to support, man. It keeps the lights on, keeps this thing going. And these guys work really, really hard. Trust me, I know. Anytime I call Nestor day or night, he's working. So, you know, he makes us all entertain, makes us smile when we're having a tough time. You got to support these guys, man. But as far as the quick thing on what Jose was saying with Canelo and Triple G, whether they cancel the fight or not, the fight's already tainted. Whether he did it on purpose, knowingly, or accidentally is irrelevant to me. It's already in his body. It's already in his system. He already has an unfair advantage, and it's against the rules. And the fight's tainted to me, and I don't care to see it, to be honest. But from there, Joshua's a bum, dude. No, he's not a bum. But he's a Euro bum. He's one of those guys that since the first, we haven't heard that since the first year of TBV. He's a Euro bum. He looks good. He sells out at stadiums. He sells out arenas until he fights an American world champion and then gets knocked out, dude. He's a bomb squad. That's right. He's going to throw those nukes and he's going to have AJ out of there. The only reason that Joshua even was able to get away with that fight is for that paid ref, dude. Worse than the British Euro bombs is the British refs. Holy crap. Dude.
You're serious?
What are you supposed to do? What are you
Technically, he was French.
Supposed to do?
Yeah, he was he was not there. He was a neutral ref.
Oh, right. Neutral. Right. Yeah, sure. Dude, come on, man. If you're the shorter guy, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to work inside. Dude, he's landing clean body shots and the ref is breaking him up. You said it on your breakdown, Matt, that you did solo and you were on point. Mm-hmm. I never, ever agree with Fight Doctor until today. Nailed it. Obviously, AJ is a world-class fighter. He's great. But I'm going to pick Deontay Wilder and knock him out whenever that day does come. But, oh, man, anytime that name was brought up, he was just avoiding it. He was like, oh, man, oh, no. He's going to ask me about Deontay. Oh, what do I do? Oh, Tyson Fury. No, we're not going to America. We're going to do it here. And, oh, dude, they come on, man. That fight's not going to happen. You're not going to see it for at least 3-4 years.
I told you, he's going to sign an HBO, bro. The writing is on the wall. It's listen, how better to get you and your company a bigger check is a bidding war. It's the last fight. It's over. And for HBO, they're a dying network. You think they don't want a champion with 4 titles who could defend versus Dillian, Povetkin, and fucking Jarrell Miller? Man, they good. That's a 3-fight deal they're all interested in.
Of course, dude. Of course. And they're going to take it. They're absolutely going to stay away from Deontay. And, dude, they will keep as far away from him as possible. They know that it just takes one shot and you're done. That's it. And he is going to land that one shot. He's going to land it, period. And he's the only guy that matches him in size like that. He's the only guy that can surpass him in power and that awkwardness, whatever. AJ has more skill in that, in the, I guess the technical traditional sense, but Deontay has that weird skill that you don't know how to plan for it, man.
Yo, AJ is more technical, and he might even surprise us all. And because yesterday he showed great defense, you can't deny that. Like under pressure, he showed great defense. I like what I saw in terms of defensively.
His guard is perfect.
I know, man. If you call having your homie come in and jump in the middle of the fight for you, and that ref jump in, yeah, that's great defense. I agree.
Yo, your homie, yo.
Dude, it was bad, man. The ref literally was so offended by watching Joseph Parker land body shots. He's like that one video I seen where the mom jumps in the ring and starts hitting that dude with her shoe. It was like, oh gosh, what are you doing? Let them fight. This is a fight. That's what you do. And it was an inside fight. It wasn't even no clinching of any kind, and he was stopping it. And from there, if you're Joseph Parker, what do you do when he's warning you that he's going to take points away? You have to box on the outside against a bigger man, and he did box good. I'll give him that. He did box good, but he's the bigger man with the longer jab, and he has every advantage. And what was Joseph Parker supposed to do? The one bit of, anything that he could have done as a game plan was gone. So I don't know, man. The ref took it from him, and I still think he probably would have won anyways. I know I'm joking, but it was a pretty bad ref job, and I think Deontay is going to drop those nukes.
Yo, what do you think about
the HBO? It's over.
What do you think about Tyson Fury, Big Baby Miller, and Deontay thinking that it was a robbery? I think not Tyson, just Miller and Deontay called it for Joseph as a win.
Yeah, I don't agree.
You think it was a little bit of maybe?
Yeah, but I do think it's a robbery in terms of the fact that the ref was, from the onset of the fight, he was involved so heavily that, to me, it was a bit of a robbery. And it's a shame because it seemed like Joseph Parker had a chin and he was game. And if this was, another ref, I guess maybe not all European refs in general, I don't know. I don't know. But, maybe it's not that, because we've had some bad ref jobs in the States too. But, it was bad. And I think that's a robbery to me, man. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I would rather see that fight again somewhere else. I don't mind seeing Ortiz Wilder again. I don't mind seeing Parker Ortiz. But still, AJ Wilder is still the fight. It's still the fight. But now Deontay just became my favorite.
Well, Rob, thanks for calling in, my friend. Always good to have you on the show.
And,
we're gonna keep.
Whoa! And good luck on your tour coming up. 'Cause I know he's about to head out on tour. So good luck. Have fun.
Look at Matt trying to be nice all of a sudden.
Hey! Remember that's what we're trying to do. Be nice to each
Happy
other
Easter,
more,
ladies and gentlemen. We didn't even say anything about Easter. You see, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I just work.
Yes, we did. Somebody said Happy Easter to us, and I said at least Happy Easter back.
Okay, well, was that on the live show?
Yes, a caller.
Hmm.
I forget who, but I remember a caller did it. Said Happy Easter. So, and you're more religious than me, so shame on you.
So.
Yes. So.
I'm posting in yesterday's video about the issue. I'm posting today's link and the call-in number. So that when people stumble, they'll at least know to go to Blog Talk. But I pretty much think that's it. Everyone else that is there is just listening.
Nope. Rod from Oakland.
Oh, he's back. See, I wasn't sure whether or not that was
Don't worry about it. I got it. Rod, how are you?
Oh my God, that says Rod from Oakland. I read that as Ron the Mastermind.
Yeah, that's because you're dyslexic.
I know. I told you that.
Hello, Rod. How are you?
Yeah, what's up, folks? Hey, man, I haven't been listening to all the show, so I'm not sure.
Can you speak into the phone, please?
In the 11th round, Joshua got almost put down, like in the last 10 seconds. And I wasn't sure if you guys had caught it. I actually sent it to you guys on Instagram, but he got stumbled and like his knees buckled, and then Parker just kind of stood there, which looked kind of fishy. So he just stood there, and then eventually the round ended. But that was very, very, very interesting to see that. And then in the middle of the fight, AJ had got buckled also with the body shot right under the armpit. And I was just wondering if you guys had noticed that during the fight.
Yeah. I seen Parker hit him with an uppercut to the armpit that at first during a live action I thought was a true uppercut to the solar plex, to the middle of the chest or something. And it wasn't. So I mean, yeah, I mean it wasn't anything. So after watching the replay, I mean, there's really no credit to give. If anything, credit to AJ. He took it well. It stumbled him a little bit, but I think it was more off balance because it didn't land on the chin. So it was more like an unexpected shot that messed up his foot placement.
Yeah. I guess I just didn't understand why, if you have someone hurt, why you just going to stand there, like from Parker's perspective, instead of, you pounce on them. If you have a wounded, he was a sitting duck at that point. So I don't know if he even surprised himself or what, but I had it, honestly speaking, I had the fight. I had it like 115, 114. I had AJ by a point. I think one of the rounds I had it 10-10, but I mean, it was super close. It could have went either way, but I thought he did enough to pull it out. But he's looking real suspect these last two fights, man, and he's there for the taking. A year ago, I had him beating Wilder, but now I'm going with Wilder, man. Easy.
I agree.
Well, all right, Rod. Thanks for calling in, Matt. We could do outro, right? We can do outro.
Yes.
We can just go like this. We can just put this on, or we could read some of these comments on the video that you posted yesterday.
Which one?
Read one?
No. Which one? Like which video? Because I posted tons of videos because I was working yesterday, unlike some people.
I was depressed.
And I told you to take the night off for that.
The only one that matters, right? The only one that matters.
The one about TBV and YouTube?
Yes.
Sure, we can read it.
It has a lot of comments.
A ton.
They're not good.
No, not all of them are good.
It's a lot of UK guys. They don't like us, man. I feel so sad.
Yo, there was one person there that was like, "Hey, I heard a rumor here in Cardiff that Eddie had it out for you." and he told Sky Sports to to silence the boxing voice.
No, I seen that. Yo, that was hilarious.
And he just went with the bit, man, and it was just gold. It was gold.
Look at this one. They're biased towards Wilder. It's probably why they're getting shut down. Laugh out loud.
No, we got shut down because
Eddie has had a word with Sky. Got them shut the Wilder voice down. Laughing my ass off. Fucking jerk.
Hey, but you know what?
Look. Here's another one. He says,
Hold on. Before you read that. If we were a little show, like Eddie said, then he wouldn't go out of his way to get us shut down. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe we're just not a little show, like he said.
Yo, look at this one. Damn, I can't believe people are so hateful. He says, Wilder voice going down, laughing my ass off. Yo, listen to this one. It's a restraining order. Thought they only use restraining orders on stalkers or beating. Oh, man, this guy, I'm not even going to repeat that. Oh, look at Marty Sway. He's always got a nice stab in the heart. Shaking my head. Ness said this would happen. This should be Patreon only. Oh, man, legendary boxer.
Wait, why would this be Patreon only? Like,
that's how we used to do it, remember?
Well, live fight chat? But again, we've had Patreon only content be copyrighted before. That has no bearing.
A lot of people are saying back it with an extra channel, That's what we should do. That's a brilliant idea.
I'll put it this way. There are numerous other YouTubers out there that have multiple channels, and they work them all. and it's multiple streams of revenue if you think about it that way. So I'm not opposed to it. Definitely gonna think about it tomorrow. We're probably gonna make an official decision.
Look at this one. This is the ones that hurt. Looks like no 100K by May then.
Yo, I saw that and I laughed a little bit. I'm like, damn.
But I don't think this was in a hateful one, right?
No,
it's
no.
just the haters. The haters.
They're making
thumbs up
jokes.
it.
They're making jokes.
Thumbs up it because they were happy that it's no 100K before May. Because look, he said just make a new channel for 3 months, then direct all the new subs to your proper channel. But everyone else is like thumbs up, fucking no 100K. Ha ha ha. I'm so sad, no 100K before May. Oh my God, look at this one.
That's Eddie right now. I got rid of the boxing voice. My plan is complete.
Yo, check this one out. You deserve it for being so biased all the time. You obviously pissed off some influential people at or around Sky, and your stubborn attitude deserves this. Rest in peace, TBV.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Yo, and then someone jumped on that one and said, rest in peace, Wilder voice.
We're not dead.
Oh, man. Let me see.
There's some really bad ones about me. I've
Look,
read
this one.
them all.
Yeah, I'm not reading those. Ness needs me as a co-host, someone who actually knows how to run a YouTube.
How many subscribers does that person have? No, tell me this, please. What, 3?
Look at this one. This was Eddie Hearn's doing. TBV, apply the pressure for the fight. We want to see. Sorry. Mix Combat Radio for the new home. TBV shows for 3 months. You can't even fucking live stream because Matt is he's like an addict. He's an addict.
I want great content for my listeners. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and the UFC,
I didn't know that till yesterday that you couldn't fucking stream either.
No,
I'm
you
like,
did.
yo,
You did
this
know that.
motherfucker already burnt his shit.
Don't sit here and lie, because I'm pretty sure I like called you and I
Oh,
was
you
like,
probably told me in the past, but you know I don't remember that shit. Nigga, I smoked fucking, what the fuck? This guy's crazy right now, guys. I think I remember.
you don't? What?
Yo, look at this. Take your tinfoil hat off.
For
That was Matt with another account. That's Matt's favorite word. Matt got a ghost account. Look at this one. This is what I don't understand. Like, I don't know if I'm interpreting this wrong, but he says, did y'all do this so you guys can raise your Patreon
Yo, I saw
subscription?
that. I'm like, who? What?
I know y'all smart to know what would happen if y'all live streamed it.
You know what would happen if we were live stream? Most of the time we get through. Just like the Joe Cordina fight that was on the pay-per-view card. But why the fuck would we do that on purpose to not be able to live stream on YouTube and only go to Patreon?
And that's all I do is live stream. I feel so. You guys don't even understand. This is like therapy for me, and it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone.
It's okay, Ness. We're here for you.
It's gonna be gone. Yeah, you get to talk and just like voice. You know?
It's okay, Ness. Don't go into the void. Stay here with us. It's okay.
Somebody, look at this. Why didn't you see this coming? Come on.
Because we literally did it an hour before and it was completely fine.
This was a good one. Shout out to Lucas Taylor. Fucked up,
Yeah.
boys. Gutted for you.
Agreed.
I'm gutted too.
Just sad.
Yeah. All right. So that is that. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, on Nest GTO, on Instagram and Twitter. Final thoughts are, listen, sometimes it's good not to look good because AJ looking vulnerable only adds to the buildup of this fight. Hopefully that fight doesn't end up being what this fight was, even though I highly doubt it, even though you believe I'm biased. You know, it is what it is. I believe that Deontay Wilder is a little bit of a killer. And oh, Matt, what the fuck?
That was not me. Whoa.
I think he's a little bit of a killer, and I think he will go the extra mile to, get a kill, right? I mean, I don't think it could be a boring fight. Even the Bermain-Stavern fight where he used the jab instead on the outside, it was still, him really throwing some bombs, you know what I mean? So I don't think that AJ Wilder will ever produce a dud. I think AJ's only getting better, so the Wilder fight is going to be more exciting. Him having his right hand glued to his chin is preparation enough. Wilder's right hand normally lands on the wrist, inside of the palm. So AJ keeping that right hand up there is perfect to catch and shoot.
But that won't be for the right hand. That won't be for the right hand. That'd be for the left hook.
I hear you. I mean, and that won't be, till the next
year
and a half. Your turn.
Final thoughts. I let AJ kind of put on a dud. That happens from time to time. For the last night's little episode I did, I compared it to like Thurman Garcia. Like, not every fight can be Thurman Porter. Some fights are Thurman Garcia, where we get hyped for him a little bit. We think the matchup's going to be great. And then on what we actually see is a more tentative fight, a more methodical fight, more of a thinking man's fight. And some people hate it. Some people love it. It is what it is. We had a awful case of officiating. That's always just a bad thing in the sport. Hopefully we never see him on the highest level again in this sport, because he does not deserve to be there and officiating anything close to a world championship fight. All the Josh Kelly, Joe Cordina, Ryan Burnett, Povetkin, Kozai Tanaka, Jason Quigley, all the guys that won over the weekend. Salute to all of you. I'm Matt Dipson. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And of course, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for hours and hours and hours of extra content. Plus, help support your favorite channel. We're going through a rough spot. Help support us. And you always get little goodies. Every little tier has different things you can get. So go check it out. Peace.
Wilder, let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Porque vivimos chido, vivimos bien.
TBV family, yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.
No other sight in the game could see the boxing voice.